And here we are back again for the Wilton Mill Kart Club round 4 of the Wilton Mill Kart Championships. You are here, SlipStream powered by Alpha Live for the finals. So all of our members will be tuning in to the finals of this weekend. Some fantastic racing here so far. You're joined here by myself, Kales Cole, and alongside me, Jake Palmer. Delighted to have himself alongside me here in the comms box for my second time here. And we have here the Wilton Mill Kart track with a length of 1,200 meters, 12 turns, and it's just been, it's been an amazing weekend so far. Plenty of battles going on, some incredible overtakes. But yeah, we'll see what we can do now. The weather is looking okay, just cloudy for the rest of the week, for the rest of the day. Hopefully no spits of rain as we've seen this morning. Not that high windy either, so it's all looking good. Still some blue clouds there. Some blue skies and a lot of clouds, but nothing grey, so that's what we're looking for.
Exactly, yeah. We had the threat of rain earlier, but luckily we've avoided that. Almost perfect conditions for karting, I'd say. Crisp 23 and a bit of cloud. Tyres aren't going to get too hot. So looking forward to seeing some cracking racing from these drivers. They have finished their 2 heats for the day. The crux of the weekend is upon us in the shape of the finals. Junior Maxes are going to be our first ones out with their 52 kart grid. They have been split up into the B and the A finals. A few of those drivers from the B final will repechage into the A final and have a final chance to score some good points for their championship, which is really hotting up. A few drivers not present with us today who are at the top of those individual classes, but we are only on round 4. Plenty of action still to come this year. Make sure you're subscribed to the Alpha Live channel and get joined up to the SlipStream Pass if you want to see these finals live. If you're watching this later on, thank you for watching. Regardless, it's great to have your support monetarily or viewershiply. There's probably a word for that. But great to have you along with us. And we've got our top qualifiers for you. So starting this Junior Max B final, we have Devon Taylor, who is going from pole on this one, but your top qualifier for Junior Road Tax overall, fairly unsurprisingly, I think most people would say, is Blake Southern, who has won rounds 2 and 3 here on the bounce. Only 1 and 3, and is currently your championship leader, so looking to extend that lead today. Other top qualifiers are William Webb, who is similarly winning round 2, 3, and your championship leader starting on pole for the Senior Road Tax final. Max Mason for the Junior X30 is your pole sitter, and Laith Khan for Senior X30. Honda 200s will be Oliver Ratton going from pole, and Frank Morris in the Miami Water Swift Interclass. Rio Panayotu goes from pole on Rotax Mini, and I am missing Rotax Micros, who I will get back to you with shortly. But some really, really top drivers in this one, but it's all still to play for in the finals here, so we're going to see how this shakes out. We've got a few minutes until we're back going again at around 2 o'clock. I think we heard some engines starting up in the dummy grid. But yeah, just waiting here at a lovely Wilton Mill. What a lovely day it's been. Exactly that. And we had a few spits of rain. It was looking a bit shaky there midway through the day. But again, it held off and gave the drivers a dry track. But as you've said, we have Junior Max B final coming up very, very shortly. All the drivers, as I seen passing when I was on my break, were eager to get through the gates. I literally had just gone off my break and I was like, are we going again? All of them eager, standing outside the gate, waiting to get onto the dummy grid. So this should be a very exciting race, considering they were already lining up within 10 minutes to go. I'd be doing the same thing. I'm exactly, 23 years old, so I really can't blame them for doing it. It's great to see a stacked grid, 201 entries for the round today. Plenty of other races going along across the country and internationally, so great to see such a good turnout here at Wilton Mill. We've had some cracking racing so far. If you have missed the heats, don't miss out. Go onto the Alpha Live channel and watch back those heats, because there has been some cracking races, especially at the sharp end. The pace has been electric today, especially amongst the top 5 or so in each class. Yeah, exactly. All very, very close within times, and even throughout the races,
someone would pull a gap in the lead and they'd all home back in and kind of battle for it. So it's been fantastic racing from our leaders to top 10 really and beyond.
Yeah, it's all come down to this though. Clouds are breaking up, sun is coming out, and like you say, the drivers are raring to go for these finals. Championship standings so far, kicking off with the Junior Max. We currently have, no, sorry, not William Webb, he's Senior Rotax. Junior Rotax is Blake Southern, leading up the field and top qualifier for today, so some great points already. I think he's pretty much on a perfect streak of points so far with the drop round. So
yeah, exactly. He's had a clean sweep over the last couple of rounds and has done very well in keeping them podium finishes. Very, very good for him.
Wins.
Exactly.
Pretty much win.
Yeah, exactly. He's been on that top step constantly, but as you know, all the other drivers are hungry to change that. So we could see a bit of a change, but again, Blake Southern has proved us wrong over the last couple of races.
Exactly. Ryan Rapini, I don't think, is here today. He's second in the championship, followed by Kartik Kometa, Logan Hartshaw, who's had a pretty decent day so far, and Harrison Bishop. Senior Rotax will be out after them, straight into their final. And leading up is William Webb, also your top qualifier, looking for 3 round wins on the trot. Noosh Safa Leathers is in second place. Noosh hasn't had the best day today.
No.
Sort of floating around the bottom end of the top 10 for the 2 heats they're in. So looking to see if they can make up any ground in the finals. Noah Barham is third in that championship, followed by Freddie Leppenwell and Alfie Thompson. After the Senior Maxes, we will have the X30 Seniors, currently headed up by William, no, not William Webb, we've just been through those. Where am I? I haven't got my glasses on, hold on. Sam Lewis, who is not here today, is at the top of that championship, followed by CJ Bennett, Oliver Meek, Archie Forber and Bailey Brooker. Yeah, a couple of those drivers not present at the moment, so plenty of time. Bailey Brooker has not had the best day at all.
No, not at all, but again, plenty of time for other drivers that are there and thereabouts in the championship to come through and snatch them points from the guys that aren't here today, unfortunately. I don't think Oliver Meek, who is he came second at the last round. He should be somewhere there and thereabouts in the championship also, but he is also not competing today. So we'll have a complete change in all these races, really, because there's a lot of people that are championship contenders but aren't racing today.
Exactly. X30 Junior, similarly, George Edgar is not here today. Freddie Wood, Finley Hines, Jacob Marples and Nathaniel Hodges are the rest of the top 5 there. Freddie Wood, I think, again, isn't here. But Finley Hines, Marples and Hodges, you've seen, if you've been watching the heats, they have been duking it out big time, and I'm sure they're going to leave some on the table for the rest of us. And here we go then, with the Junior Maxes out the grid and warming up their tyres. We're going to run you through the grids for their B final. 22 car grid here. Devin Taylor leads us up with Archie Ray Watson and Ralph Rakaitis rounding out your podium positions on the grid. Ryuma Komatsu, Tabitha Mellor and Oliver Peters are your top 6. Row 4. We'll see Ben Morgan, William Kidd-Glass, Ronnie Jones, and then Jack Corser rounding out your top 10. Row 6 is Alexander Stefanov and Harvey Watts, with Henry Robinson, Layla Fitzgerald, Hugh Phillips, Louis Marchant, Leonardo Pelagi, and Iris Crease. Liam Crosby, Harrison Davies, Louis Marshall, and Christian Kehayov round out your B final grid for the Junior Maxes.
Some really big names in this grid,
yes,
from current battles in the heat. Everyone's saying, slow down guys, let's get this race start underway straight away. Will they have lights go out? Yes, they will. And the B final is underway. Who leads into the first corner? That's cart number 241, Devin Taylor. Good start from Devin Taylor, and everyone comes through up to Christmas corner. Good start from everybody. Hold on. Let's get through Christmas corner and get a smooth. Oh, someone off in the grass. I think it's cart 252. Kidd-Glass. What a shame for Kidd-Glass, who started in 8th place.
Back going again though, so all the drivers are going to complete the first lap hopefully. But yes, cracking start from Devin Taylor there. He is leading the race with the number 135 of Ralph Rakaitis, who had some brilliant repêchages during his heats. Didn't quite get the qualifying that he would have wanted after a good few first rounds of the season, but making it back up and hoping to make it into the A final today. Rounding out your first lap, Devin Taylor takes the lead with Ralph Rakaitis, Tabitha Mellor, Ben Morgan, Watson, Ryuma Komatsu, Ronnie Jones, Oliver Peters, Henry Robinson, and Stefanov rounding out your top 10. It's all hotting up in the midfield here. There is Oliver Peters of the 165. Trailing at the back end of the top 10. Devin Taylor has made a cracking gap already, but it's bottling up behind Ralph Ricaitis. Be able to hold on for Tabitha Mellor, Ben Morgan, and Watson behind him, all breathing down his neck.
Yeah, exactly that. Devin Taylor has had a good start, but there's a dive down the inside. Cart number 13, who is Ben Morgan, takes a good move on Tabitha Mellor. Good move there. Oh, and there's someone off in the grass. Can't quite tell who that was. Oh, and there's a few people off in the grass. But again, you have Devin Taylor, who leads on a fastest lap as well, but gets snatched by Ben Morgan, who just took third place in this race. Up to Christmas corner they go. And who is that under pressure? He is 135. Ralph is under pressure by Ben Morgan as well. Cart number 70, and that is Ronnie Jones. What a shame. He was doing he started in a really good position as well. But we have a battle on here for
second place.
Mega stuff. Ben has the fastest lap. Oh, he gets a bit of a nudge there, but he goes down the inside of cart number 22 to beat Mellor. Really, really good move there by Ben Moore. Is it Henry Robinson?
That was Ricaitis.
Oh, he's up to second already.
Yeah.
Brilliant stuff.
Flying through the pack is Ben Morgan, trying to hunt down Devin Taylor. Ralph Ricaitis had a cracking start, but hasn't had that second lap pace. Ben Morgan's got ahead, and Tabitha Mellor did get ahead very briefly, but Ralph Ricaitis fighting back. Clinging on to that third position in this top four, broken away here after the little scrap through the chicane, which saw Ronnie Jones and I think Ryuma Komatsu came out on the wrong end of that, as well as a couple of other drivers, but these drivers getting through. 5 minutes plus a lap to go. William Kidd Glass was the one you saw around Christmas corner, taking a bit of an excursion. Archie Ray Watson has gone from second down to 19th. Oliver Peters similarly 6th to 18th. Meanwhile, other big movers, Henry Robinson up from 13th to 5th. Fantastic start. Another big movers behind, taking advantage of that mild bit of chaos. We are watching the number 48 of Henry Robinson. More chaos ensuing. The number 108 of Louis Marchand, one of the rookies. Not quite having the finals that they would have wanted.
We do have Layla Fitzgerald, though, who had a bit of a rocky heat too, and she is just taken 7 places there, and she's up into 7th place.
Woo.
We could see her go forward into the A final also, as you can see her there in her bright pink helmet coming through the pack. But again, Devin Taylor leads alongside Ben Morgan, Ralph, and Tabitha, Henry Robinson rounding out the top 5 for Evolution Racing. But there's still a lot going on here. We do have Christian Kayanov, who has made 10 places, and he's down in 12th, so he's doing fabulous as well. Cracking
stuff. All of these points matter across the course of the season, so all of these positions are great gains for these drivers, even in the B final. Right then, 4 minutes plus a lap left to go. Halfway through this one, Devin Taylor leads. Ben Morgan in second with the fastest lap of the race. 0.3 of a second quicker on that time round. Looking like he's going to close up in the rest of this race if he keeps up that pace. Ralph Ricaitis at the front of your shot there. Oh no, sorry, gone past your shot there. We're watching Henry Robinson, who's dropped off the back of Tabitha Mellor a little bit. Alexander Stefanov is catching now in 6th place. Layla Fitzgerald, as we were just talking about, having a cracking race so far. There is Stefanov all over the back, actually pushing the back of Henry Robinson, trying to get a move on. Not quite finding the space to get through. Will he be having a look into the boot? Defensive slightly. No moves going on here. The number 48 of Henry Robinson clings on. No cut back through the chicane.
They do have Layla Fitzgerald, though, onto the back of them, wanting to get past as well and gain as much positions as possible to make it through to the A final. They're coming through the first corner now as they head up towards Christmas corner. Will there be a move from that bright green card number 21? Not so much, because he's not as close as he'd like to be to make up that dive down the inside to Christmas. But again, he's getting closer. As you can see, they're going to start getting defensive now with over just 2.5 minutes to go on the clock.
Speaking of getting closer, Ben Morgan is right on the back of Devin Taylor now. You can just see at the front of your shot there. 0.3 of a second last time around, and I think he's through. I think Ben Morgan's taken the lead, actually, while we've been missing him. Crikey, that all happened a bit quickly.
He went
Great
from
lap.
3/10 down to the
Probably
lead of the
3/10
race.
up. There he is. Round in the last corner, up into the lead, and 4/10 up.
Nearly half a second quicker. Half a second gap now from Devin Taylor up in towards Christmas corner. I think we know who's going to be the winner of this one.
Yeah, flying lap from that one, 47.2, only 5 hundredths off of the fastest lap of the race with an overtake. So Ben Morgan is on an absolute warpath this race. Devon Taylor, though, still pretty comfy in second. The paces are bad, it's just Ben Morgan's is fantastic. Ralph Kaitis in third, got a decent gap back to Tabitha Meller. Henry Robinson. Stefanov still behind Robinson, not seen a move from them yet. Layla Fitzgerald hoping to pick up on those scraps, and then Pelagi Komatsu making a bit of a recovery after getting caught up in the chicane, making their way into ninth. Liam Crosby in 10th. If we had any retirees, I think Ronnie Jones is retired out of this one along with William Kidd Glass, which is a shame to see. Worth mentioning, Henry Robinson is a novice in this one, along with Pelagi, both in the top 10 of the B final. Fantastic stuff from them.
Really good stuff, yeah, exactly. It's good to see them Black Pates making it through to the top 10 of these races, as we've seen previous with other races throughout this out today. Ben Morgan again on a fastest lap of a 47, almost dead, which is a really good lap put in by our Junior Max driver, Ben Morgan. But fabulous racing going on here for the B final. As far as I'm aware, I think it is top 4 that goes through. I could be totally wrong, maybe it changes, but I think there's a move here now for 47. That's Henry Robinson on Meller in car number 22, and he makes it stick as they come around the last few corners, and he's on it. He's going.
If we're right about those top 4 places, that was a very crucial move. Robinson up into the repechage positions, up into 4th place. The rookie's going to make the A final at this rate, but Tabitha Meller's having a think about denying him of it. Doesn't quite have the run up to Christmas though. Stefanov, meanwhile, at the back of this one, Layla Fitzgerald is just hanging back. Perhaps not got the pace, but perhaps just being careful and trying to bag some good points just in case anything kicks off ahead. Driver off at the exit of Ashby, well off at the exit of Ashby there. I'm not sure what's happened there. Who was that?
I'm not sure who that was.
Oh, I think that's Komatsu. No.
Oh,
He recovered very well, but I think he's out. Yes, it is Komatsu. Such a shame. He was doing well in this race after getting involved in a bit of a scrap that wasn't really anything to do with him.
Exactly that, but we do have Ben Morgan comfortably leading this pack now, but again, there's that one position that's up for grabs between Henry, Meller, Stefanov and Layla Fitzgerald hanging on to the back of this top 4 here. Who will take the last position to go through to the A final?
Got this lap and one more to go, so plenty of chances to have more of a scrap. Tabitha Meller's still hanging on the back of Henry Robinson after that overtake, and Stefanov is... Oh, Meller had a little peek there. Didn't quite have the overspeed to make the move work. Robinson holds on to 4th with Tabitha Meller and Stefanov behind. Layla Fitzgerald is just losing the back of them. I'm not sure she's going to have a chance to make that move. On to the last lap we go through the chicane. Ben Morgan's already taken the start-finish line. Devon Taylor in 2nd with Ralph Rakaitis in 3rd. They look like they've consolidated their positions.
Ben Morgan setting another fastest lap there with 46.9, just 2/10 quicker than Devon Taylor on this lap, and pulling a much bigger gap. But again, we do have a few more corners left to see who will take the last position for the back of that A final start later on today. We do have Ralph, Henry, Meller and Stefanov. Layla Fitzgerald hanging on to the back of them then also to try and secure, but I think they all are a bit too far away for anyone to secure a bit more of a better position. Again, who knows, someone could make a mistake. There's only a few corners to go, not many. Coming into the last corner, Ben Morgan, round of applause, takes the win of the Junior Max B final, followed by Devon Taylor comfortably there, Ralph Rakaitis and Henry Robinson rounding out the top 4. They will go through to the Junior Rotax A final. Then we have in 6th Stefanov, 7th, lovely drive there from Layla Fitzgerald, 8th Liam Cosbury, Louis Marshall and Jack Corpser. That lightly rounds out the top 10 of this Junior Max B final. Brilliant racing there from our Junior Rotax.
Cracking stuff. Last drivers just coming along now. Sad to see Komatsu and Kidd Glass as well as Ronnie Jones losing out on that one. Great stuff to kick off the finals. From now on, it is going to be straight into the finals for all of these drivers. Senior Max, X30 Senior, X30 Junior, Miami into Rotax into Junior Max, Honda Cadets, and then Rotax Cadets to round out our grid. But that is the first of your B finals. The only of your B finals, sorry. Ben Morgan takes the win on that one, followed by Devon Taylor and Ralph Rakaitis on your podium. Henry Robinson, if we're right about the repechage positions, will end up in 4th place as a rookie. Fantastic race from him. Tabitha Meller, Alexander Stefanov, Layla Fitzgerald, Liam Crosby and Louis Marshall, with Jack Corser rounding out your top 10 for the Junior Max B final. And now we're on to the Senior Maxes.
Back here now for the Senior Road Tax final. And we're going straight on to who's going to be starting pole position for this one. Some close racing here, and pole position for this race, once again, William Webb starts from row 1 alongside Oliver Smith. Some great racing between these two. Row 2, Alfie Thompson and Luke Richards. Rounding out row 2. Row 3, Sean Berry and James Tester in 6th. Row 4, Will Fober and Victor Hansen, one to watch for this race. Row 5, Pravalis and Kieran Eggson. Row 6, Noosh Safeth Leathers and Dexter Collins rounding out that row 6. Row 7, Jacob Smith and Michael Dalton. Row 8, Ruben Mamelock and Freddie Leppenwell. Row 9, Ethan Martin and Ryan Welsh. Rounding out the 9th row. Row 10, Dijon Bennett and Jake Fisher. Row 11, Rory Burke and Oliver Gibson. Row 12, Ollie Ortu and Liam Phillips. Row 13, Nojan Galafis and Molly Griffins. Row 14, Ellis Beatty and Ryan Hedge. Row 15, Kyle Dickens and Zheng Zong Lim. Row 16, we have Joseph Orton, Jack Johnson, and rounding out our row 17 on this 33 car grid is Augustus Canlaverkar.
There we go then, 33 carts for the Senior Road Tax grid. There they all are waiting in the dummy grid area to be sent out. Duke it all out for the final of the day. A reminder that they do get a decent chunk of points for the heat, so it's not like they don't matter at all. Very much do in terms of the championship as a whole. Finals, though, are where you get the big points, so very important for these drivers to make their mark on this one. Such as Ben Morgan in the last one, started 7th and ended up 1st in the B final, which is a great effort, and some of these drivers are going to be hoping to do that, but William Webb very much one to beat today.
Exactly that. William Webb has done an incredible job over the course of this weekend, and he will want to keep that championship lead, I believe. Is he leading the championship? Yeah, so he'll want to keep that championship lead and obviously take the win like the previous round and keep that victory. But again, he is under pressure by his own teammates. And we also have Jake Richards, who has done an incredible job over this weekend as well, who's in the mix of them Evolution carts, so he'll be wanting to get on the top step with them as well. But Senior Road Tax head out onto track for their formation lap, getting heat into them tyres, as we said, sideways half of these carts.
Yeah, big old slides as they come out. The track is, see the sun shining on the tarmac, it'll be very warm as a track surface. It's in very good weather all week, which I'm sure has warmed up the track nicely. I think there's someone stopped at Christmas Corner. Hope they can get back going and make their way to the grid. But there is Oliver Smith in 2nd place on this grid. And then William Webb, the current championship leader, definitely the man to beat today, having a jolly old time over there warming the tyres up all on his own, I think.
Yeah, definitely
Like, where's everyone gone?
Oh, we have a Guy Cunningham racing cart there off 29. That is... Oh, that's Ellis Beatty, the novice driver.
No.
And he was starting quite high up as well, to be fair to him. But yeah, you can see there, William Webb is eager. Let's go, guys. Where's the rest of the grid? Come on.
I'm wondering if they will go, given Ellis Beatty's stranded. But if he's enough out of the way and they deem the track safe, then we will be going. And it looks like we're going to be going. Crawling along round the last corner. Oh, William Webb and Oliver Smith on that front row. Here they go then, revs rise and we head down to the start-finish line for the Senior Road Tax final. Good start from William Webb and the pole side of the grid, but we're going round once again. Not sure whether that's because of the stricken cart,
I would say, yes.
But drivers just going to form back up into their grid positions and get going once again.
William Webb will be gutted with that one. He had a good start to that one.
I'm sure he's done it plenty of times today. I reckon he might be able to do it again, something tells me. But drivers just rounding themselves out. But yeah, hats off to William Webb for such a good season so far. We're going to see if anyone can put a stop to that Alfie Thompson, Oliver Smith, Sean Berry, Luke Richards, James Tester, Victor Hansen, they've all looked incredibly quick today.
Exactly. Victor Hansen was one to keep an eye on the last heat. He had done incredibly well to put it up to William Webb for the lead of that race. So we'll see if he can come through the pack and put it up to the Evolution Racing team. As you can see, you can just see the blue and the neon yellow carts swarming at the front there. Well, very well done to Evolution Racing for put on a great job for our senior Rotax class.
It's a good advert for them, that
Exactly,
shot.
yeah.
Right then, William Webb once again is going to round at the last corner very, very, very slowly. Crawling round, just ticking the car over, waiting for everyone to line up behind and waiting desperately to go for the 12 minutes plus 1 lap for all of these finals today. Here we go then, round the last corner. Foot to the floor there you go, William Webb. Gonna run us down the tram lines once again and kick us off for 12 minutes in the Rotax final. Better start this time for Oliver Smith, who ends up in second as they round the first corner. Sorry, Alfie Thompson ends up in second. Good start from the 2 Evolution drivers, and on the brakes as we head up to Christmas corner, all the drivers 2 by 2 round there. Oh, someone up on the back of the bumper but keeps it pointing in the right direction, as do the rest of the drivers. Good start from William Webb, all the mid-pack defending desperately. A bit of a contact into Ashby. See if that shakes out, but here are your top 3. William Webb, Alfie Thompson and Oliver Smith round out the first few corners. Bit of a side-by-side moment, not quite for these 3 drivers. William Webb hasn't really got any kind of breathing room here, and it's side-by-side for second place. Just about hanging on is Alfie Thompson. Not wise to go 2 by 2 through there, but end of lap 1. William Webb holds the lead, followed by Alfie Thompson, Oliver Smith, Sean Berry, Luke Richards, James Tester, Victor Hansen, Kieran Edson, Will Forber and Jugas Pravalonis. Great first lap from those drivers.
Good to see Sean Berry get involved. We got an inside move there now from kart number 27, James Tester. He's back on a mission again to do some of his moves, and there's another one. Is that Sean Berry? Once again, so. Sean Berry. Good move by Sean Berry back into Ashby. Coming down into Chapman's corner, there was a massive change there, and again 187, that is Alfie Thompson going for, I'm assuming he would have, back in third. Brilliant stuff for him. Coming round into last corner into the Lash Cane, and we have a train of Evolution followed by Sean Berry. So leading this race goes to William Webb and Oliver Smith with the fastest lap. Sean Berry is definitely under pressure by Alfie Thompson, followed by that big line of racers. But again, down the inside he goes, Alfie Thompson down the inside of Sean Berry. Brilliant move there down the inside into Christmas corner. A lot going on in this race, and there should be more of a lead. There's a move for the lead. Oliver Smith goes for the lead on William Webb. William Webb, our championship contender, has just got the first place overtaken from him. Yeah,
I was about to say this is a crucial point of the race where the leaders might break away, but Oliver Smith wanted the lead so badly he didn't care about what's going on behind him. Into the lead he goes ahead of William Webb. The man to beat today, Oliver Smith, might just be the man to do it, but we've still got 9.5 minutes plus a lap to go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 drivers separated by 2.5 seconds. Barely anything, as we've still got so long left to go in this one. Smith, Webb, Thompson, Berry, Hansen, Edson, Tester, Richards, Forber, Pravalonis, all looking at the front of this pack thinking I could be there, and there goes Sean Berry trying to make it happen up into third again ahead of Alfie Thompson. Alfie Thompson just about holds on ahead of Hansen, who gets overtaken by Edson. Oh, I think Edson has just about managed to get through there. Yes, he has, but side by side with Hansen now. Who's going to have the run down to the boot? Tester's getting involved in this one as well. It's allowing these 2 to break away a little bit ahead of 5th. That is Kieran Edson, who's managed to get ahead.
Bumpers there, some of them coming through that last chicane. Bumper to bumper, certainly. But you see there Victor Hansen doing a great job in coming up the grid. But again, Oliver Smith takes this fast lap along with William Webb. They're telling each other, let's go, let's catch the leaders. There, I think it is James Tester saying to Victor Hansen, let's catch the lead, let's get our heads down and get towards the front of the grid. But again, Oliver Smith is doing a brilliant job in leading William Webb. William Webb is still comfortable there for the championship, sitting second, so I wouldn't worry too much. But again, he's going to want that victory once again this weekend.
Of course, there's nothing more that a racing driver wants than a win on Sunday, and William Webb is not giving up just yet. 22 off the back of Oliver Smith. We know that Hansen and Tester may be ones to consider on this one. They were up the front in the heats, but at the moment it is Smith, Webb, Berry and Thompson who are in that real front pack. Kieran Edgerton has had a cracking start in this race, up from 10th to 5th. Great start from Kieran. At the moment, it's Oliver Smith who leads us in this one. William Webb just clinging on in there as much as he needs to at the moment. Fastest lap at the moment is with Luke Richards, who had a bit of a suboptimal heat number 2 after starting near the front and ending up 10th. Look at the pack behind though. This midfield is getting a bit spicy. Sideways on the brakes, about 3 wide into Ashby nearly. Good stuff from them. Always good to see the mid-pack duking it out. It looks like we've had a couple of retirements in this one in the form of Jen Jong Lim and Noyus Gedfalas, which is a shame to see. No novices in the senior road tax. All experienced drivers who know what they're doing. Heads down. They've still got 7 minutes plus a lap left to go. These finals are a decent bit longer than the heats. Plenty of time to shake things out. But at the moment, it's Smith leading.
William Webb in second there, hunting down that lead. But again, James Tester there is doing a great job keeping Luke Richards behind him. But Luke Richards does have the fastest lap of this race on a 45.8, nearly 2 or 3 tenths quicker than most of the grid. So he'll be on the hunt to get past and move forward in this race. Good job there by Victor Hansen, Kieran Egson. Really good job by Kieran there in 7th, 72 in 5th place. But again, Oliver Smith is creating that 2-3 tenth gap, but he still has pressure from our championship contender, William Webb. Across the line they go. Is there going to be more fastest laps? No, Luke Richardson keeps it. He keeps that fastest lap and moves up to 7th place.
Yep, ahead of James Tester now, but Victor Hansen ahead. He's about 0.7 seconds up the road. Speaking of, up in the inside, he goes up into Christmas. Back ahead of Kieran Edgerton, who got the overtake on him a few laps ago. Victor Hansen looks like he's on very good pace here, and they're only 1.5 seconds off of the front pack, so it's all still to play for here. We're about to hit the halfway mark in this one in terms of time. Victor Hansen in 5th place there, hunting down Alfred Thompson and Sean Berry, who aren't got a decent gap to each other, but they are slightly losing touch with Smith and Webb. And they've got a couple of tenths on them on that last lap, so we'll see if they can answer their pace. 46.1, 46, there is the answer. Sean Berry, 45.9, and Luke Richards goes even faster. It's 45.85 again. But Victor Hansen is now under pressure, pointing forward desperately to Kieran Edge to say, come on, we've got the pace, we can get up there. At some point, this is going to kick off between these drivers. I can't see a world in which they all stay in these positions until the end, so they're going to want to be there for that event.
Definitely, they are all getting very, very close together. I think this pack is going to start pulling together now. There's over 5 minutes to go, so there's still a lot of laps to make places and make certainly some good moves. But again, you can see there, car number 21, Victor Hansen, is under pressure by that 2 or 3 cars behind him. So he'll be wanting to move forward, get onto the back of Alfred Thompson, and then hopefully no one follows him through and takes his position. But again, Oliver Smith leads this race. William Webb second. Very, very close racing. There could be a move here as the time is ticking, but there's still, again, a lot of laps left. And Sean Berry is closing in on these top 2 Evolution carts here at the front.
Yeah, he's chipping away, only a couple of tenths a lap, but it's enough at the moment. He's consistent enough. William Webb is quite happy just sitting behind Oliver Smith, but I don't know how happy he will be when he sees Sean Berry bearing down on him. Alfred Thompson doesn't quite have the answer for Sean Berry's pace. Same pace as the top 3, but obviously doesn't have the track position. Victor Hansen behind is also on that similar sort of pace. Sean Berry's in a bit of a league. Bear in mind, we're not talking about a 10th.
A 10th,
There's
yes,
not much in it at all, but those are the margins today.
One little mistake and that 10th is just going to be very, very useful for Sean Berry there in 3rd place. But again, there he goes. William Webb's heads down and he is on a mission. He knows that time's ticking and it won't be long before that checker flag comes out. There was a move done there by cart number 30. Was it 27, James Tester, or yeah, 3-4, Luke Richards, apologies, who made a good move there on cart number 72, Kieran Egson. Really good move there. I think, yeah, oh, again, Sean Berry's closing very, very much so in on William Webb. William Webb will overlook his shoulder there now and notice that Sean Berry is on his bumper, and he'll be like, right, I need to get my head down, get past Oliver Smith, create a gap and keep this championship lead and get more points.
He looked very comfortable with William Webb at the start of this race, but look at him now, head down. He knows that Sean Berry's coming. No moves going on this time, but 3 minutes left to go. It's all starting to reach a point. I think they're going to start making moves on each other. No one wants to be at the back of this pack. Everyone wants to be at the front. This is what they've all worked for on this Sunday. for the senior Rotax final. Oliver Smith in the place he needs to be at the moment. William Webb is just creeping up to the back of them. Back marker in the background. I wonder if that's going to play a factor into things. We've got 3 minutes plus a lap left to go. Plenty of laps for these drivers to sort themselves out. It looks like he's starting to bunch up a little bit even further behind. Thompson, Hansen, Richards, even Edgerton and James Tester in the background, all still within 2.5 seconds of this. This all starts to kick off at the front.
Exactly that. They'll start to battle at the front, and then it'll give all these other drivers an opportunity to come forward and gain them a couple of tenths to be more towards the front of the grid. But William Webb is definitely under pressure by Sean Berry. Sean Berry has a look down the inside. He's not quite close enough there to William Webb. But again, they're all very, very even within a tenth, 2 tenths, 3 tenths, 5 tenths. They're all coming down the grid very, very closely. But again, Oliver Smith is packing the pack up. He gets very, very close there, Sean Berry. He's really good at lunging on that corner, as we've seen on the previous laps. But across the start-finish they come. You see Oliver Webb leads, William Webb, Sean Berry, Alfie Thompson, Hansen, Richards, Egson, Tester, Pavlis and Foberg rounding out the top 10. Coming up into Christmas corner, is there going to be a move? He's starting to get a bit defensive there.
He's thinking about it. He knows it's coming. These guys have raced long enough that they know what these races come to, especially when it's so close like this. At the end of the day, I think there was a bit of contact there between Smith and Webb. They had a compromised exit. Webb's now in the lead. Smith has dropped down 2 places. Sean Berry followed Webb through. Goodness knows what. I think they just came together at the same point at the apex. Both kind of compromised each other, but Webb somehow ended up on the right side of that. But look at this now, 6 karts all in a train for the lead with 1 minute plus a lap to go. Tester and Edson still back there within a shouting distance, and even Pravalonis and Forber, don't count them out. This could all kick off, but William Webb, the championship leader and winner of the last 2 rounds, is back where he needs to be. There's a huge bit of sideways braking from Hansen. What a move going into Christmas corner. So sideways on the brakes, and Luke Richards going to try and follow him through. Does he make the move stick? Yes, he does. Shows Alfie Thompson the side of the grass. A bit of defending here from Berry. Oliver Smith is back up into second, and look at William Webb, the gap he's got now, 30 seconds plus a lap. That might be it, but the battle for third still rages on. Look at Sean Berry. Victor Hansen is all over the back of him.
Exactly, he's trying to hold on to that third position and keep Victor Hansen off the back of him. But we are going, I'd say we have about 2-3 more laps left of this race, and William Webb leaves. Look at that gap he's created. Over nearly 6 tenths quicker, but we do have a battle there. Is he going to go down the inside? Yes, he does. There, sideways again. Victor Hansen goes through on. Oh, but Sean Berry takes it back. He's gone, and there he goes. He opens up the door. There's 3 abreast into the next corner. Who's coming out clean?
Not Hansen. He's lost 2-3 places there. He was just on the outside when he didn't want to be, and he's back down to 6th now. Sean Berry up into 3rd place. There's your leader, William Webb, coming through the boot for the penultimate time. Oliver Smith has clung on in there in 2nd, but I'm not sure he's going to have the chance to catch back up for the lead. The battle for 4th is raging on behind them. Who is going to come out of the last corner in 4th? Oh, they all managed to settle it out. Luke Richards has chipped his way up through the pack into 4th place. Hansen still clinging on there in 5th. Thompson in 6th. Edgerton, Tester, Pravalonis and Forber now part of this pack. But William Webb leads on this final lap. Oliver Smith in 2nd place with Sean Berry in 3rd. Only a few more corners for any of these drivers to make any moves. No moves into Ashby this time.
William Webb is leading though, and he has that 6-10 gap, so I think we know who our winner's going to be overtaken. They're getting blue flagged. Not sure who that is, but they're just getting overtaken. Thank God it wasn't on the corner to upset a few drivers. But into the final lap we go. Kart number 89, William Webb. Take a round of applause. He has taken the victory of Senior Road Tax WMKC Championship again for the 3rd time, I believe, and he is definitely a few more points in the lead now. Well, a few, I would say a lot in the lead now, but very well done to Oliver Smith taking 2nd after a really good lead halfway through the race. Just missing out by his teammate William Webb, but yeah, you know William Webb, he was going to come through eventually. 3rd place, Sean Berry, great drive there from Sean Berry. 4th, Richards. 5th, Hansen. 6th, Thompson. 7th, Kieran Egson, and 8th, Tester. Really good job there from James Tester. 9th, Pravalis, and rounding out our top 10 is Will Fober. Really well done.
Fantastic stuff. That was a cracking race between the senior road taxes, as we've come to expect. And that move from Victor Hansen on the brakes, that might be my favourite I've seen today.
Sideways.
Oh, so sideways. But that
He
is
made it stick, though.
He did make it stick indeed, but lost out afterwards, which was a shame. But that is our senior road taxes all done, and we're over to the senior X30s now. Here we go then for your senior X30s, their 12-minute plus 1 lap final, as we've just had with the road taxes. And we're going to see who's starting on pole while the marshals just recover that stricken cart. Kicking us off then is Laith Khan, your top qualifier, on pole position, followed by Jacob Marples and Mayan Patel. Callum Sims goes from 4th place, followed by Sebastian Dew and Archie Heron on row 3. On row 4 we see Archie Forber and James Harris. Olivier Piccola and Bailey Brooker round out your top 10. Oliver Keenan and Daniel Kehiov go from row 6. Row 7 is Pastor Tamasvan, Jack Stewart, followed by Ella Rowe, Finley Allen, Isabel Banks and Marco Aries. James Workman rounds out your 19 kart grid for the senior X30s. Wind looks like it's picking up here and the drivers are raring to go. That's a good, I like the Union Jack helmet as well, that's a good one.
Yeah, they're all... We should do something on a weekend where we pick the best helmet of the weekend.
Oh, definitely.
100%.
That could mean something different though.
Yeah.
But yes, drivers in the dummy grid ready to go. Good racing so far from the senior X30s. 2 heats have put these drivers in the positions they were. It was quite mixed up though, because Laith Khan didn't have a fantastic first heat, but still managed to edge it out into the top qualifying position. I think only by 1 point ahead of Sebastian Dew, who we've been commending for their overtakes all day.
Exactly. Sebastian Dew actually did start near the front of the senior X30 final this time last month, so he will be on the hunt to take the win this weekend. But again, it comes down to them points. Even if it's 1, 2, 3 points, it always comes down to what you've done in them heats to be able to be in a good position in the finals. So very well done by all of the drivers. But Patel, even though he had a really dominant few heats, he is still starting 3rd.
Yeah, consistency is key, but Mayan Patel, like we say, has been up at the sharp end all day. So expect him to stay there, I reckon. I think he might be missing a driver from 2nd place, I'd like to say. I think Marples isn't on the grid. Yeah.
Oh yeah, that he was actually a very good contender of this weekend as well.
That's a shame if he doesn't get to start, but either way.
I reckon
going back
this
round
won't
again,
be a false start, I would say.
I think there would have been some unhappy drivers if that was the case.
100%.
That might be Marples.
I think
coming
that
out
is.
the grid.
Yes.
So just waiting around for him. Evidently some issues getting out of the dummy grid. But round we go once again for another warm-up lap. Just a reminder of the championship for the senior X30s. In the lead is Sam Lewis, followed by CJ Bennett and Oliver Meek. Archie Forber and Bailey Brooker are your rest of your top 5. I believe a few of them aren't here today. Like we said, there's many other events on the go at the moment. A lot of these drivers do multiple championships throughout the year. So, shame to see them not fighting for the points, but it's a fantastic opportunity for other drivers, point-scoring drivers, to score some points.
Exactly that. Finlay Allen down in 16th there, starting in the senior X30 final. He actually placed 3rd here at the last round, so he'll be one to try and make it come through the pack for this final, doing so well in the last one. But we do have the grids there. They should be starting up here now, as they all are very in their pack and in their formation. Coming round the last corner, this is the senior X30 final. Through the tram lines they go, and the lights are out. Here we go. Into 1st place we have kart number 78, Laith Khan, who takes the lead up into Christmas corner. But again, he's got it down the inside. Number 20, Patel, is like, no, this is my go. And he goes right around the outside into Christmas corner. And there's a bit of a squabble going on here. We do have some carts off the road. I think that was Croc driver number Oliver, number 16. Yes.
Ah, no, what a run, by the way, from Mayan Patel. Getting the move done before the breaking point at Christmas. And look at the lead they've got. Few kart lengths already while they battle behind. Laith Khan desperately clinging on to 2nd. Yellow flags through the last section of the course.
I think that might be Sebastian Dew.
Oh, no.
I could be totally wrong, but I'm sure I just seen Sebastian Dew's I think it was a Lando Norris card. I could be totally wrong though.
Well, let's have a look. The top 10 has shaken out Mayan Patel with a 1.5 second lead. Look at the battle. Archie Heron all over for second place. Going to have a look around the outside, deep on the brakes. Still side by side. Over the grass goes Heron and loses out massively. Somehow Laith Khan holds on to that second place. Still desperately clinging onto it. As Forbes having a look up the inside now. Oh, sorry, that's Callum Sims, I think. Up into third place, and this is a desperate squabble for second. Mayan Patel is gone.
Down
There's
the inside
the move.
he goes again.
Sims up to second, recovering from a suboptimal Heat 2, but a Heat 1 win. Up into second place, desperately trying not to let Mayan Patel get away. I think you're right, that was Sebastian Dew by the marshal's post there. Oh, it's all kicked off at the top of the boot. That was about 10 carts all squabbling. Few of them round the wrong way. That's a shame to see. But Mayan Patel, 2.5 seconds in the lead. Now you can see all the lead. All of the, oh no, Bailey Brooker! Bailey Brooker's been caught up in that again. Here is your battle, I think, for 6th or 7th
we
place.
do have it there on the inside though. That is cart number 28, I believe.
Marples.
That is Marples, and he's making his way back up after not starting the start of this race, but getting back onto the grid. Another overtake there down the inside. That was cart number... Is there another one off in the background?
Someone's broken down. I think that might have been Marples. I didn't quite see who it was. It was one of the blue carts. Oh, that's such a shame. Crikey, this has been a bit of a scrappy one so far. We're only 2 minutes into this one.
Exactly that. With Patel leads this race with the fastest lap. But again, Callum Sims comes back and he's on a 46.3. Again, 300s of a tenth, not even, between Patel and Sims. So great racing from the two of them. But again, you have your pack come following them there now, and they are into Christmas Corner. Not much going on there, just a bit behind and not too close enough to make the overtake.
Yeah, with all a little bit of contact going down towards Ashby there. That was well held by those two drivers not to end up in the grass at the bottom of Ashby there. But yeah, Callum Sims, fastest driver on track, but he's going to need a lot more than 300ths of a second to catch Mayan Patel, who has a 2.6 second lead. We said to look out for them at the sharp end of the stick all day. There they are with the fastest lap again, 46.08, smashing the fastest lap, taking it from Callum Sims.
One to look out for there is cart number 146, Thomas Band, who's gained 8 places within the start of this race, and he's on the hunt just behind James Harris for Croc Promotion, and he's already made 4 places up, so there could be a change here, and there's a move there, and that is cart number, who is just gone down the inside. I think that was cart number 28, Marples, who's just made a move on Archie Fober for 6th place. Great stuff there by James Marples.
Good stuff. Great racing so far, other than the bits of crashes. But other than that, they've been doing well out here. There is the number 146 of Parson Tamersvan having a pretty solid race. Now in a bit of clear air at the moment in 5th place, trying to make some moves. Jacob Marples up to 6th. And Finley making some moves as well, ahead of Forber and Keenan respectively. There is Parson Tamersvan, followed by Marples, Forber, Alan, Keenan, Aries clinging on in the top 10. Cork in the bottle, yellow flag here, driver off, and on the very, very far side of shot there. Not sure what's happened there.
Patel leads though, and he's 3/10 up the road in lap times. He's on a 45.89, and the quickest one after that is Sims on a 46.1. So he is on a mission to keep this lead and get the win and the victory of the Senior X30 final. But there's still some squabbling in the back. Anything can happen. Sims is still on a mission also. So we have them all come across the line there now into the first corner. Who's under pressure there? I think that's cart number...
It's Forber.
18. He is behind Fober. He's putting him under pressure. Nose to nose they are through the corners, and he's not budging.
Not at all. I think Finley Annan has just been chipping away with a little bit more pace, bumper to bumper. It's a curious decision whether to go for a move. There's plenty of time still to go in this one, but track position is everything in karting. 18, just having a look. Are we going to see a move into the boot? Gets a good run up the inside towards the entry of the boot. It's a pretty textbook move. See if we can hold it. It is a tricky move to do these days with the chicane afterwards, but he does make it stick. Finley Allen up to 7th place, ahead of Archie Forber. But they stay line astern as they go through Oblivion, through Crook, and the run all the way up to Christmas Corner. Big, long straight. Not quite as long as other corners in karting, but here we go. Christmas Corner, big braking zone, fast, banked corner. and then through this corner towards Ashby. The drivers run downhill braking section.
Great start there
right.
for Finlay Allen. He is up 9 places now. He was a podium finisher here at round 3 of the Wilton Mill Kart Championship. So he will want to be going towards the front of the grid again to get on the podium and hopefully secure another trophy and more points towards his championship. But again, you have Patel that leads, and Callum Sims snaps that fastest lap with a 45.7 again with Can in 3rd. But James Harris for Crop Promotions on a case in 4th, and then again 5th place we have the Evolution Racing of Parcel, who is doing a great job in lap times also.
Yeah, pulling up to the back of this battle for 3rd here. Leif Khan, after starting on pole, can't quite make the pace stick. 6 seconds off the pace of Maya Patel and Callum Sims has been electric. Leif Khan now feeling the need to defend. Look at Pastor Tamersvad. Tried having an opportunistic move, but there was not really a gap to go for. Leif Khan, James Harris and Pastor Tamersvad now bringing Jacob Marples into this. Oh, look around the outside was Harris. Quite have the commitment to make the move stick there, and Leif Khan has got 5 minutes in a lap to cling on to this 3rd place. This is going to be a mammoth effort. Shoulder check, pointing forward, but I don't think anyone's going to listen to that. James Harris is looking all over the back. Look at Jacob Marples all over the place, trying to desperately get onto the move. Huge defensive move around the outside! Both of them! Tamersvan around the outside of the both of them! Shades of Macaulay Bishop from a couple years ago. Fantastic stuff. Oh,
there's a
no!
problem.
Leif Khan, I think, is out. Yes, Leif Khan's got a problem. But Tamersvan, let's not look away from that. That was a cracking move around the outside of both of them. Brilliant stuff. And now even got a bit of a gap to 3rd. Looking at hunting down Callum Sims.
Absolutely amazing move by the Tamersvan. What was going on there? We knew he was coming through. We knew he had the pace. He just needed to get on top of the bumpers and make that move. And he certainly did that and put on the action for Christmas Corner. And he's creating a gap. He's gone.
Big time. Big time. Tamersvan, fantastic move. People have tried that all day, but no one's managed to make it stick that well. Tamersvan now head down, looking forward. Meanwhile, these drivers behind them, Marples, Harris, Allen and Forber, all looking to pick up the scraps of this battle. Leif Khan, unfortunately, is out of this one with a mechanical issue from that. Ella Rowe as well has had to retire. Oh, there's a move. Was that Finlay Allen getting up the inside of Forber? Yes, it was. Where was that? At the exit of Ashby, I'm assuming. Oh, no. Oh, it was Finlay Allen on Harris, sorry. Not on Forber. Good move there. Up into 5th place. Tamersvan hasn't really made the gap stick, though. Marples is starting to reel him back in.
Exactly that. Marples is getting closer to his bumper now. But again, you have Finlay Allen getting involved. And also James Harris. There could be a train of carts here that could appear very, very soon if Marples goes for the move. On 146 if they get close enough. But again, we've got over 3 minutes to go plus a lap, so there could be a lot more battles coming here, and I think so. Yeah,
you might be mistaken from that shot from thinking that was the leader going through. That was Callum Sims in 2nd. The leader is now going through the boot.
Wow.
Fantastic drive so far from Maya Patel, still putting in those fastest laps, about 2/10 quicker than anyone. This is a very dominant showing from Patel, but we're watching Pastor Tamersvan being reeled in by Marples, Allen, Harris, Forber, all gaining. There is your leader, Maya Patel.
What?
Oh no, sorry, that's still...
That's
is that Patel?
Sims. I think that's Sims, is it?
Yeah.
Cart number...
Yeah, it's Sims. Maya Patel, we can't even find him.
we can't even see him. He's gone. He's on.
But look at
and he
this.
still has the fastest lap. But again, oh my God, over defensive. Here we go. Who comes through? I think that's cart number 28, but he snatches it back, so he does. Tamersvan does. So and we have a look down the inside. Number 18 is getting involved. Finlay Allen. He's going to want 3rd as well. He's going to want to be back on the step where he left.
Tamersvan made that look easy, letting Marples just go, yep, you outbreak yourself, I'll take the position back. And Marples now under pressure from Allen and Harris and Forber. That move didn't quite work out. 2 minutes and a lap left to go. Can't afford any more laps like that with this much time left. Tamersvan clinging on to 3rd place here. There is your leader. Maya Patel just
sailing through, just saying, guys, you keep battling, I'll keep making this gap come through.
There's Sims. And here's the battle. Here's 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th in the background is Oliver Keenan, possibly picking up any scraps of this if it all kicks off. Pastor Tamersvan still leading this one up, but still not breaking away even with the moves going on behind. Staying line astern of Tamersvan, Marples, Allen, Harris and Forber. Minute and a half left to go, though. I don't think that's going to be the case for much longer.
No, this is getting a very, very close race now. There's only not even 2 tenths between all these drivers. You can see there Thomas Van is pulling a bit of a gap, but you can see Marples, Finlay Allen is on the back of Marples, and he wants to get past to chase down that 3rd position like he did in the previous round. Coming in through the first corner now. Is there going to be change up to Christmas corner? They are bumper to bumper, Jacob and Finlay coming up towards Christmas corner. Bit of a gap there now. It's not going to make it stick, but James Harris is still in the background. And also we have Keenan coming onto this mission also.
Waiting patiently. Here's Keenan. He's ready for this all to kick off. In the background there, no moves being made just yet though. 40 seconds plus, 1 lap on the clock. I'm not even sure when we're going to hit that clock, because Mayan Patel's in a different postcode to the rest of these guys. But Marples, I think, is starting to feel the pressure. It's a tricky situation because he's made a move on Thomas Van. It didn't work. It failed immediately. Thomas Van got straight back ahead. So do you go for another move? Be aware of Alan Harris and Forber, all ready to pick up any mistake that you're going to make. But Thomas Van is still within touching distance. So here we go then. 15 seconds plus a lap to go. Your leader is well up the road, going towards Ashby now. But we're watching this battle for 3rd. Past to Thomas Van. Jacob Marples, Finlay Allen, James Harris and Archie Forber. Oliver Keenan in the background, waiting to pick up the scraps. Heading down into Ashby for the penultimate time, I reckon, with the clock striking 0, yes.
Yes, the clock's just strike 0 there now, so Patel is just about to cross the finish line, coming through the boot, I believe. But you have all these drivers following through. They all have a bit of a gap, unless we see Thomas Van start defending. This is when it's going to start getting interesting. Coming into the last couple of corners and through the chicane, they are just coming across the start-finish there now for their final lap of the Senior X30 final. Are we going to start defending? Is it going to get closer? We'll sure see. Coming up to Christmas corner, we have Thomas Van leading. Too much of a gap. It's not going to happen unless Finlay Allen can make it happen. He's getting closer to Marples there into the next couple of corners.
Oh, so they're all so tantalisingly close to being close enough to make a move, but none of them are quite there. Thomas Van, I think, has done enough, and certainly the man who's done enough is Mayan Patel. 5.5 seconds is the gap. Doesn't matter if he's broken his front bumper. He's going to win regardless. Taking the win for Senior X30 celebration across the line. Love to see it. Callum Sims is going to take 2nd place and 3rd place. There is your 3rd place driver. Past Thomas Van, clinging on very well. Ahead of Jacob Marples and Finlay Allen, your top 5, followed by Harris, Forber, Keenan coming across the line in a solid 8th. Marco Aries making some great moves in that one. He started in 18th up to 9th. Archie Heron rounding out your top 10, followed by Brooker, Kehiov, Jack Stewart coming all across the line now. Piccolo with not the weekend they would have wanted. Isabel Banks rounding out in 15th place, and James Workman coming around the last corner. Now is your last finishing driver on track. Laith Khan, after starting on pole, unfortunately retiring after a bit of a scrap, and Ella Rowe also retiring out of that one. But great drive from Mayan Patel.
Yeah, fantastic drive from Patel. He just got in front, he knew what he had to do, got the job done and took the victory.
Fantastic stuff. That is your Senior X30s all wrapped up for the day. Mayan Patel taking that one with Callum Sims in 2nd place. Callum Sims with a heat win though. One to watch in terms of the points. That is all you're going to see of the Senior X30s, but we're on to the Junior X30s very shortly.
You do love that song, don't you?
It's a catchy one. I'm dancing in the commentary booth, if you can't imagine
we hear this tune come on and he just starts to move, so it's brilliant.
It's a static job, this one. You got to keep moving.
Exactly that. Now, so we do have our Junior X30 final coming up right now, and our grids will be shown very, very shortly. Brilliant racing for our Junior X30 so far. Row 1, again, Max Mason starting from pole. Brilliant drive from him all weekend. On the same row, Nathaniel Hodges. Row 2, Finlay Hines and Light Measures. All top 4 driver contenders. Row 3, Enzo Buzzarazzi and Charlie Bleckensop. Row 4, Theo Thomas and Harry Watson. Row 5, Jacob Nairn and Ethan Windsor. Row 6, Barnley Copley and Zoe Catet. Row 7, rounding out the 13th car grid, is Exton Cook. Absolutely brilliant grid this has been all weekend. Can't wait to see these guys going. It's been some incredible battles over the last few heats. And there has been a few drivers in there that I have my eye on for what they've been doing.
Yeah, it's anyone's game, this one, big time. But we have to give a quick shout out once again to Max Mason, who I think we've mutually agreed on as our driver of the day so far. Was unfortunately in a pretty big crash here on round 2, which sort of pretty extended red flag, and has recovered. This is his first race back and he's on pole for the Junior X30. That is worth commending.
100%. His parents have been absolutely delighted with his pace. I think, you know, when your child has a big crash like that, all you want them to do is get back in the seat and perform just as good as he had been doing before his big crash. So round of applause for Max Mason as he heads out onto pole position for his first race back since his crash back in April. But you'll see your Junior X30 final is about to commence as they head out onto track and get heat into them tyres.
Yeah, I'm not sure they're going to have to do much tyre warming today. It's proper hotting up here, and that tarmac is going to be cooking.
Exactly. You don't want to you want to overcook the tyres either to get too much temp and then kind of ruin the end of the race.
Although I say that, one of the engines at the back was chucking out the signature blue smoke, so evidently not too warm. But yes, 12 minutes plus a lap once again for the Junior X30s. And yes, it's going to be Max Mason taking us through on pole alongside Nathaniel Hodges. Night Measures, my favourite name of the grid today. He's going to be going from fourth place, hoping to convert again. He's started on pole a couple of times, but not been able to just make it, keep it at the front there. It's been Max Mason and Nathaniel Hodges really, really duking it out. Consistent day from Hodges, but properly good day from Max Mason, like we say. On pole there, number 71, with that glittery front bumper. I love that.
Love the glitter from the Crocs there. They're really nice liveries, to be fair, but you do have that lovely Charles Leclerc one on the inside of Max Mason there. He held up the grid. Will we see a go? Yes. Oh, no. Round again we go. Another lap, I don't think. I think Nathaniel Hodges is a bit too further there for Finlay out, for Max Mason, apologies.
Yeah, Max Mason was very much playing. I mean, it is up to the pole man to decide how quick to go.
Exactly that, yeah.
The second place driver does have to follow, but the clerk of the course evidently deemed that not good enough. So back round they go. Going to re-grid back up. And so I think we've got a ghost in our comms box. It might be.
Don't say that. I will run and you'll be on here by yourself.
That would not be good. That would not be good indeed. Max Mason is going to take us back around, hopefully better this time. I'm not really too sure what he did wrong, to be honest, but
yeah, I think he just wanted to slow down the pack a bit more than Nathaniel Hodges on that on the first row, but second alongside Max Mason. But we should get this overway now. I think Max Mason's a bit more further there. Now we need the other guy to come forward.
Yeah, Hodges is giving him a taste of his own medicine this time. Max Mason then going to lead us again for the 12 minutes plus 1 lap. The final,
I think we have someone there, cart number 27. But again, we're going to get this underway, I think. Are the lights going to go out? Yes, they are. Here we are, our Junior Rotax final. And it is Max Mason who takes the lead. But Finlay, Finlay's gone through.
Yeah, Finlay Hines up to second. Hodges didn't quite get the start he wanted, but defending is Max Mason. Hines can't find a way through around the outside, slots back in second, and Hodges tucks back in into third. Defensive, sliding under the brakes on the run down to Ashby. All the drivers making it through nice and clean as we head down towards Ozias for the first time. This has been a rogue overtaking move, and Max Mason's wise to it. Slightly defensive line as we come through here for the first time. Max Mason still leads this one. Finlay Hines in second with Hodges in third. Around the chicane for the first time to round out lap number 1 of this Junior X30 final. It's going to be Mason in the lead, Hodges in second, Hines in third. Who is that in fourth? That is Night Measures clinging on in fourth. Blenkinsop comes in fifth, Butarazzi in sixth, Zoe Cattett having a good start in seventh, Theo Thomas, highest placed rookie in eighth place, followed by Watson, then Copley, Windsor and Cook to round out your grid for this one.
Really good start there from Max Mason, but as you say, Finlay Hines is sniffing in the background. 2 teammates at the front of this grid. Nathaniel Hodges is right in the background, and again, Night Measures is there as well. So we've seen Finlay Hines with his moves from Heat 2. He is not afraid to stick in towards the chicane. Anywhere, he's fearless, and he knows that he can keep Max Mason under pressure, and maybe he could make a mistake and get past him. But there's only a tenth between these two drivers, not even, as they come across the start and finish into the first corner. They go in towards Crook, and still Max Mason leaves with the fastest lap of the race, just 200ths quicker than Finlay Hines. Up towards Christmas Corner they go. They're creating a massive gap there from Nathaniel Hodges, and Night Measures is chasing down Hodges there in third place.
Yeah, Mason and Hines seem to be the early favourites in this one. 2 by 2 they go. And Hodges doesn't quite have an answer for their pace just yet. A couple of tenths quicker were those front two on that first lap. A couple of penalties further back for Windsor and Watson, which we'll confirm at the end of the race. Remember, if you want to see the results of this race and any others, it's just the wind. Make sure you head over to Alpha Race Hub. Thank you to all of you watching on SlipStream live and direct for supporting this race, and we would not be able to show you this without you. And thank you to all of you watching later on, supporting Alpha Live in your own way. We'd love to see any kind of viewers. All kind of viewers, you're all welcome. We love to see you. Thank you for watching. But you are watching the Junior X30 final. Max Mason and Finlay Hines are still edging away, 0.3 between them, but a second back to Nathaniel Hodges. Night Measures clinging on in there, and this is the battle a little bit further down for, where are we? Night Measures heads up this one. Blenkinsop and Butarazzi close in behind, bit of a gap behind to Cattard and another gap behind to Thomas and Watson. And there is your battle for third place. Enzo Butarazzi at the back of that, and Hodges not really breaking away and not really catching either. He's in a bit of no man's land at the moment. Measures under big pressure from Blenkinsop here.
Just under 9 minutes plus a lap to go, and Max Mason has pulled just 3/10 on Finlay Hines. Finlay Hines just takes that fastest lap though by a tenth. So there's nothing between these two drivers from Croc Promotion. They know how they race. They have been doing this for I don't know how long now. They've battled with each other throughout this championship. And you know, Finlay Hines has been in the championship for the last 2 rounds, and he sees Max Mason has put his foot back in, and he's like, no, I've been here all the last few rounds. This is my game.
He's got a point to prove, Max Mason. If I was here, I'd be leading this championship by now, but he's got a comeback. He's still got plenty of time in this championship to make it up. Remember, we've still got 4 more rounds left of this championship. This is only round 4, but we're properly in the thick of it now. Max Mason and Finlay Hines still your front two on this one. 8 minutes plus a lap to go. Nathaniel Hodges is not catching them. Slightly pulling away from the pack behind though. Night Measures has Blenkinsop breathing down his back bumper. Are we going to see a move up to Christmas Corner? He moves out onto the inside line. Up the inside goes Blenkinsop. Textbook stuff here at Wilton Mill. Was that someone going off on the grass?
I believe so.
No!
Oh no, 93.
Hodges.
It's Hodges.
Oh no.
Well, that gives Mason and Finlay Hines a massive lead now. But absolutely gutted for Hodges there. He had been doing an incredible job all weekend, but there's a dive down the inside there. He doesn't quite make it stick. Who was that? Number... I think that Butarazzi trying to make a move there and just sent it sideways a bit and didn't quite make it stick. But that gives, I believe, Blenkinsop a bit of a lead now on the 2 of these drivers, Night Measures and Butarazzi.
That was a bit like someone putting their foot in the door and you shutting the door on it anyway, I think.
Yeah, exactly.
Night Measures making the defensive move, perhaps a little bit too late. Goodness knows what's happened to Hodges there, whether that was brake failure or just dropping it on the grass.
Yeah, 100%.
It's hard to say, but well off into the grass and out of this race from third place. Such a shame after a really, really consistent day so far. Move up the inside for Butarazzi. Ahead of Measures now, makes the move stick this time, and Measures none the wiser to it, trying to hand down Blenkinsop again, who's got about a second of a gap after the battle in between Butarazzi and Measures. Measures just hasn't quite had the race pace today. Really good pace in qualifying yesterday. But dropping back in these races to sort of 4th or 5th pretty consistently. They've done pretty well to keep it in that top 5. And not being able to get up to the sharp end. Max Mason and Finlay Hines are at that sharp end. Still putting in consistently quick laps into the 46s now. Finlay Hines with the fastest lap, but half a second behind Max Mason.
Exactly that. Max Mason and Finlay Hines are on a mission there. They probably will leave it to the last couple of laps to try and make some moves on each other. But the battle going on for Butarazzi and Night Measures is leaving Zoe Catet close in on them very quickly. So if they keep battling like they are, we could see a battle for Zoe Catet coming as a comeback, as she's had 1 or 2 races that have seen her on the back foot, but she's always made her foot in the door of other battles throughout this weekend. And there she is. She's closing in on them as they start to battle throughout this race with just under 6 minutes to go, 5.5 minutes there on the board. And they come across the first line. Max Mason again leads, but Finlay Hines does take the quicker lap by 46.89. Again, 100th between the two of these drivers, which is absolutely insane. But Max Mason, to be fair, is after gaining about 0.6 of a lap between this gap of the two drivers.
Just edging away ever so slightly every lap, but it does make the difference. All of a sudden, that gap between them is just about enough to not make a move or even think about making a move now. With 0.6 of a second, it would take an utter dive bomb to overtake that kind of gap. This is Wilton Mill. We know that dive bombs like that are possible. Speaking of any potential moves, here is Buttarazzi, Measures and Kata. That trio battling for 4th place still. Buttarazzi heading it up after overtaking Night Measures. Night Measures lost a couple places over the last few minutes, using up all that curb on the exit of Oblivion. As we make the run up to Christmas corner, big on the brakes. Night Measures a lot later on the brakes, but better exit gets Buttarazzi. So with Katet half a second behind Night Measures, still within touching distance of this one. Plenty of time left to go. The fastest lap is now with Max Mason, which was 100th quicker than Finlay Hines on the last lap.
And that is happening as well between 4th, 5th and 6th, I think. Yeah, Enzo Buttarazzi is a 47.18, and then Measures 1.5, and then Katet 1.4. So there's 100th, if not 200th, between these 3 drivers in the mid-pack. And again, if they can work together to get towards Blenkinsop in 3rd there, as you can see, there is just 4 minutes plus a lap on the timing board that's just come across. Can they work together to get towards Blenkinsop and close that gap?
I have to say, in all of my incredibly limited time of commentating on karting, I've never seen drivers be so similar on pace. As I say that, Max Mason and Finlay Hines have done exactly the same time. So there you go. Our timing screens. The timing screens aren't broken, folks. That gap of 0.59 has just not changed in the past few minutes. But it's going to have to change if either of them want to make any moves. 3.5 minutes plus 1 lap to go. Measures is slightly closing in on Buttarazzi here. Having a bit of an answer in that late stages. Measures has been really quick in the latest stages of this race, evidently managing the tyres a little bit better. Desperate head down from Blenkinsop there. He's got 4 seconds to make up. I think he's going to need a bit more than a slight toe to make up that sort of time, but he's pulling away from Buttarazzi very well. Here's your battle for 4th, and Buttarazzi Measures Katet's behind them. Thomas and Watson are together. Nairn, Copley and Windsor are all packed together. And Exton Cook rounding out the field, with Hodges retiring a few laps ago after going on a very, very long excursion at the exit of Christmas Corner. Almost ended up on the banking.
Exactly that, but we do have Enzo Buttarazzi warming up this pack here. As you can see, Zoe Katet is literally on the back bumper of Measures going into the next corner, and around the last corner they go. She's on his bumper. She's tipping him. She's like, I'm here. Hello, let's battle. Across the line they come there. Zoe Katet has gained, I believe, 6 places in this race, and she is on a mission to get behind and get in front of Enzo Buttarazzi, and Night Measures right in front of her. She is literally bumper to bumper, but there could be a move here for Night Measures, as he is like, right, let me get past Buttarazzi so Zoe Katet can't take my place.
It's crazy how different their driving styles are, especially through Christmas, and putting in exactly the same times. Actually, exactly the same time was Buttarazzi Measures and Katet that lap, all doing a 47.13. That is ridiculous.
They're just crazy. Absolutely crazy.
I can't get my head around this. They're being very copycat. They need to stop watching the guy in front and start overtaking.
Start overtaking. Go for a dive. But to be fair, Measures has a lot to lose here with Katet being right on his bumper. He's probably thinking, if I go for a dive, it doesn't work out. Katet is there. She's breathing down me, and she wants to get past the both of us. But again, oh, he goes for a move there. There he goes. Night Measures makes a move on Enzo Buttarazzi, but Zoe Katet is literally right on the bumper now. He goes down the inside, tries to get down the inside. Defensive Measures goes there.
Oh, but Katet's got the exit, got the outside line, but inside line is Buttarazzi, just about clinging onto that place on the exit. Goes defensive into Osiers, but Night Measures is back through. They were listening to us. Night Measures defending hard into the boot. Zoe Katzet had a little sniff around the outside, thought about that dive bomb move, but it's very tricky to do with another kart in front. You don't really have the space to beat them to the apex. Night Measures rounds the final corner, back into 4th place, clinging on to this one well. 50 seconds plus a lap. There's still a lot of work to do here, though. Zoe Katzet, like we say, biding her time. Going to white line it is Night Measures.
Oh, will we see a move around the outside?
No.
Not quite.
Cut back, though. Zoe doesn't quite get the run off a Christmas corner, but still a decent chunk of time left in this race. Defending still goes Night Measures. Round taking the normal line. Does Zoe Katzet get the cutback? Yes, she does, but on the outside again. Can't get ahead in time. Really late on the brakes was Butterazzi. Shoves Zoe Katzet a little bit wide, but that's perfectly fine. But it's going to allow Night Measures to get a tiny bit of breathing room, which is about the most that any of them have ever had in this race so far, at least in the past few laps. Clock is ticking to 0, but not quite struck 0. 2 more laps of this one. Mason and Hines still so close, but so far from each other, but so far from the rest of the pack. Blenkinsop somewhere in the middle of all this. Night Measures 10 seconds back from all of them and desperately defending and holding on to this 4th place. Tarazzi trying to look for the cutback on the cutback on the cutback as we head down to Ashby. Is he going to make it work in the inside? Look at Zoe Katzet trying to pick up the scraps here.
Will she do it around the outside?
Oh, not quite. She's been in the same place every lap. Oh, they're 3 wide. Oh, my goodness. But Tarazzi somehow clings on to that in all of that, and Night Measures, and look at who they're bringing in. Theo Thomas and Harry Watson are getting involved in all of this battle, and they've dropped back so far that they've brought those guys back in. Katzet up the inside of the chicane. Great cutback ahead of Night Measures. Night Measures race is falling apart lap by lap. Oh, but
what a move by Zoe Katzet. She was there, I said it, she was there and she was saying, right, Night, make a mistake so I can come through, but we are on to our final lap. Will there be a few moves made here? Round the outside, number 87 tries to go, or 67, apologies, tries to go Theo Thomas, our novice driver of Junior X30 here. Oh, there's a lot of going on here, defensive. They go, is that Zoe Katzet? She goes defensive, but Night Measures is following through. We are on our final lap. 8/10 behind Max Mason. Round of applause, take a bow. Max Mason is your Junior X30 winner of round 4 of Wilton Mill Kart Club. Round of applause for Max Mason. A comeback. He wasn't at the last round and he came back to take the victory. Very well done to Max Mason. Second, Finlay Hines. Very well done to Finlay Hines. He was there and he was in shape for time-wise to get onto Max Mason, but just that gap upset them a little bit. Blenkinsop in 3rd, rounding out the top 3 of our podium. Butterazzi in 4th. Katzet, fabulous drive by Zoe Katzet there, making up 7 places. Very well done to Zoe. Night Measures in 6th, just losing out in the top 3 there. Theo Thomas in 7th, our novice driver. Very well done for him. Harry Watson, Jacob Nairn in 9th, and rounding out our top 10 is Ethan Windsor.
fantastic stuff from the Junior X30s, as we've come to expect. We are heading in almost immediately to the Miami Water Swift Inter final. Here we go then with the Water Swifts. Just going to wait for the last few drivers to round their way back into the pits. But that is Junior X30 done, and Miami Inters are coming up now. Here is your grid for this race and their final race of the day. 12 minutes plus 1 lap for Frank Morris, your top qualifier to make the difference. Margaret Kavekis, despite the retirement, still second. Louis Williams Mabs in 3rd place, followed by Finley Bedford. Oliver Kleinefelter looking to make a bit of a difference today, not had the heats he would have wanted. And Max Frisbee in 6th place at the end of this grid. Kavekis has been your dominant driver this season, ahead of Harry Favell, who is not present today. Frank Morris has done the job today. A second and a first has really made the difference, and he's on pole for this one. We know he's got the pace to win this race, and he's currently 5th in the championship, so a win here would put him in really good stead. But Kleinefelter and Williams Mabs should not be ruled out, neither should any of the other drivers in this one. 6-car grid. But do not count them out for bringing us some fantastic action, as they have done so far, and we've really enjoyed watching these Water Swifts go. But just waiting to go out on the grid. I think we might be getting, who was it who retired on the last one?
What's his name?
I was going to say Laith Khan, but that was the one before.
No, that was one before. I can't exactly remember.
Hodges.
Hodges, yeah, he retired in the last race. But I think the one that retired in this race was...
Oh, no, we had Kvekas retire in the heats in this one, yeah.
And then that gave the opportunity to Frank Morris to come through. But again, he did have other drivers that were giving it to him on the last heat. So there should be a good battle here if we can all stay quite compact and close in this race.
No, it was a bit of a weird one, Kvekas, starting a string of drivers, championship leaders, retiring in heats. I'm not sure what was really going on there, but it was one after the other. Kept dropping out of their heats, but Kvekas still on the front row of this one. To play for 12 minutes plus 1 lap for the Miami enters. We're just still waiting for the drivers to head back out. But what a glorious day it is. Thank you all for watching this. All of the spectators, I'm sure you're missing out not being here in person because it is some cracking weather here. Here at Wilton Mill for round 4 of the Wilton Mill Kart Club. You are watching SlipStream powered by Alpha Live. Remember, if you are seeing this one a few days later or a week later or a year later or 10 years later, make sure to join the Alpha Live SlipStream Pass as these drivers head out. $12.99 a month it is for you on a rolling subscription to watch these finals as they come live and direct, and also get to see plenty of other fantastic content such as the Bump Draft podcast hosted by Piers Pryor and Andrew Mather, and also Henry. Rounding out a fantastic podcast group. It is good fun watching those.
100%, yeah.
always good. It's a dangerous combo of people, those three.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, when you see the three of them coming together, you just know it's going to be absolute chaos.
It is a bit, but we love that. That's what a podcast is meant to be.
Exactly, 100%. Supposed to bring the entertainment and then obviously have the races then to even give it more.
Exactly, but drivers just coming round, gridding up for the Miami Water Swift. Not saying if they're saying to slow down or just saying hello to each other. Frank Morris is going very quick round it.
Yeah, I'm not sure if this is going to be a starting race. They're going very quick and the other drivers behind are trying to catch up. This could be another win. Wait, they might be okay actually. Do the lights go out? Yes, they do. The lights are gone out and Frank Morris leads us into the first corner, followed by Kvekas, I think that is. And what a good way to come back from retiring at the last race. Into Christmas Corner they go. Everyone's smooth sailing, everyone's all over the track, but they all come through very smoothly in a single file line.
Frank Morris with a textbook start, but Kvekas already all over the back of him. No moves being made into Ashby for any of them, but Frank Morris leads. Finley Bedford in third behind Margus Kvekas, your championship leader, who had to retire from heat number 2. There is Kleiner fell to the number 60 in 4th place, followed by Williams Mabs and Max Frisbee. Kleiner fell to under pressure here from Williams Mabs. Oh, Frank Kvekas is into the lead. Didn't even see where that happened. Frank Morris clinging on in second, though. We saw him do this in the first heat, just clung on, almost like he was on a string to the back of Kvekas' cart. And, yeah, see, it is not over for Frank Morris, I promise you that much. But Kvekas in the lead, Morris in second, Finley Bedford in a comfortable third, Williams Mabs in 4th ahead of Kleinerfelter and Frisbee. But Kvekas and Morris have been the ones to watch so far today.
Exactly that. Kvekas has just bounced into that lead there. I didn't even see where he had done that, but as we've seen before, Frank Morris, there is no fear of Frank Morris trying to do a move on the inside of Kvekas. But we do have a lot of laps to go with just 10.5 minutes on the timer plus a lap. So this is just the start of this mayhem here in this race for Miami Water Swift. But again, you do have Kvekas leading into the chicane. Frank Morris is still hugging on to the back of his bumper and isn't budging. And there's only a tenth between the two of these drivers. When it comes to lap times, I do believe Kvekas has taken the fast lap, but then Frank Morris snatches it within 100th of each other.
See, this is what Frank Morris does. It is a very clever tactic, although Kvekas is clearly very confident. He's won most of the rounds this year and leads the championship. All move up the inside for Williams Mabs. Where did that come from? Up into 3rd place ahead of Finley Bedford. They've got to get their heads down now and make sure they don't lose out to the drivers in front. It's now Williams Mabs, Bedford and Kleinerfelter with Frisbee clinging on in the background. But yeah, when you're up in the lead, it is a lot more pressure on you.
A lot more pressure, 100%. And knowing that Frank Morris is on the back of his bumper and just as you come across the line, waiting for them time to get down and down and down just to see when that checker flag or that last lap board will come out. There's always going to be pressure on Kvekas coming into the last few corners there again, and Frank Morris is still right on the back of Kavekis coming through the final corner and into the first corner. There they are again. Kavekis takes a fast lap of a 51.75 with Frank Morris being 300ths off him, not much at all, 0.17 of a distance between these two drivers. This is what it was like in Heat 1. Unfortunately, Kavekis didn't make Heat 2, but here he's again putting his stamp down for the final.
Yeah, it is. You know what I'd like to see from Frank Morris is maybe just occasionally a couple times in the race at random points just go, whoop, I'm still here, just make a little move. I think in most racing you'd call it filling the mirrors, but you don't have mirrors in karting, so you've got to just
do a little nudge on the outside of your shoulder, really. But again, Kavekis will know that he's there. They know each other's pace. They know that they're going to be very championship contenders to each other, really. But again, they're coming into the first corner and they're literally neck and neck.
This is a great show from Frank Morris, though, clinging on perfectly, almost like they're attached. But Williams Mabs has got an answer for these two's pace, matching their lap times almost exactly. A slight bit quicker bit of contact there. Who was that? Kleinefelter and Bedford making some contact up at Christmas Corner. They're both still going, though, but a little battle going on between these two for fourth. Here's your battle between Morris and Kavekis staying line astern in first and second. Who's going to come out ahead behind them? There is Kleinefelter back ahead of Bedford. Still clinging on to that fourth place. I think there's a bit of damage. Oh, no, they just have a low bumper. Apologies. But Bedford tucks in behind Kleinefelter. This might allow Frisbee to catch back up, but they're going to lose the back of Williams Mabs. You can see he was barely in the shot at that point. Kleinefelter just rounding out the last corner now. Head down from Finley Bedford. He's determined to get on the back of Kleinefelter. Kleinefelter, I think he's second or third in this championship, so he needs to get some decent points here. But he will get ahead of Harry Favell, most likely, who is not present today. Look at this. All over the back is Morris.
Morris has done this before, though. He will stay stuck to the back of Kavekis, as we've seen in Heat 1, and then out of nowhere, we'll just see him go down the inside, round the outside even. But Frank Morris is very patient in terms of waiting for the right move and to make it stick and for the both of them to stay on track. But he does need to start looking at moving now, because William Mabs with the fastest lap is catching them from behind. So Frank Morris either needs to make a move or else William Mabs is going to get involved in this.
Exactly. We saw it in Heat number 1 where Williams Mabs caught up just at the end of the race. Couldn't quite get there. He needed another lap or so, but this time it looks like he's timing it to perfection. Morris is dropping off a tiny bit from Kavekis, but the toe brings him back into play. But Williams Mabs on that last lap, almost half a second quicker than Frank Morris. He's got the pace in this one. He's got the fastest lap by a couple tenths of a second, and now he's on the back of them. Here's the battle behind them for Kleinefelter, and Bedford still going at it. It looks like they're going to have to settle for 4th and 5th respectively. But Kavekis, Morris and Williams Mabs with 6 minutes left to play with here. Williams Mabs is on some lightning pace, though. Are we going to see any moves straight off the bat? Not just yet.
Kavekis still leads that pack, though, but as we have said, William Mabs literally right on the back now, separating them all by 3/10. I think Frank Morris they've created a bit of gap, though. Kavekis has just created that bit of a gap, and now Frank Morris is under pressure by William Mabs. As we just said, he either made the move or else got the pressure. A bit of a look over the corner there for Frank Morris, and he notices he's there, and he's right, I need to get on the move now and get past Kavekis to get the job done, really.
God, it's like watching a game of chess, watching these Water Swifts. It's so tactical. These drivers are all on such similar pace. It's all about when do you make the move, when don't you make the move, when do you defend, when don't you defend. At the moment, though, Kavekis is showing us how it's done. He's got the other two drivers directly behind him and breathing down his neck the whole time, but importantly, they're behind him. So Kavekis, your championship leader, clings on to first. Rounded the chicane. 5 minutes plus a lap left to go. Some time still to play with here, and I think these drivers know it. They're pulling away cleanly.
Oh, but William Mabs sets the fastest lap by a 10th or so, not even 100th between him and Frank Morris, but he's about 2/10 quicker than Kavekis, who's in the lead. So we should see, who knows, Frank Morris and William Mabs might come through together. The right job for William Mabs would be to follow Frank Morris through if he goes for the move, and Kavekis then unfortunately would lose out. But again, Kvekis is doing an incredible job to keep these guys behind him. We probably, there's 4.5 minutes to go, quite a long few laps to go. So there could be a move. Well, there's definitely going to be some moves tried here. And I think, William Mabs is definitely pushing Frank Morris into the final corner of that chicane there, into the final chicane, over that jump and back onto the main straight there. We have Kvekis, Morris, William Mabs, Klinfelter, and we've Bedford and Frisbee rounding out the top 6. But again, our top 3 here are all very, very close, and it's coming down to just under 4 minutes plus a lap into Christmas Corner. Everyone is desperate.
Finley Bedford's made the move back ahead of Kleinefelter at the end of that lap. That battle between them for 4th place is still raging on. Perhaps Frisbee might be getting into the fray of this one as well. There they are, coming down towards Ashby. Here is your battle for the lead. Kvekis still heads this one up. Can he hold on until the end? Can he make any kind of gap? It just can't seem to shake Frank Morris. Williams Mabs is clinging on to the back of this as well. There's shades of defending from Morris. He's aware that Williams Mabs is there. Just placing his cart in the middle of the track going, yeah, I know you're here. I'm taking 2nd place. I'm just biding my time.
Into Chapman's, I think Kvekis does have a bit of a leadway on these drivers, and then Frank Morris seems to catch him up into that chicane again. But again, through the first corner, again, Frank Morris is on the back of him. Is there going to be a move here? Is he going to dive? Not quite. He is still holding on to it. Frank Morris is absolutely murder for keeping it last minute to make that dive.
I think we should go and make a cup of tea.
Yeah.
I think we might be all right for the next couple of minutes, but I'm very much enjoying the way that it's almost like synchronised. You see at car shows with the synchronised driving.
It's trying to get into Kvekis' head as well, just trying to say, well, you don't know when I'm going to do the move. I'm right here, but I'm just going to keep knocking on the door, and then eventually I'll open it.
This is what I mean. I know Kvekis knows he's back there, but I feel like Kvekis just doesn't have to care or make any mistakes because he knows Frank Morris won't go for a move.
Yeah, he needs to just stay calm, stay collective, get them laps done and be consistent, and that's exactly what Kvekis is doing.
It is worth saying, though, they are making it look incredibly easy of just going round and round and not making any mistakes and keeping incredibly consistent pace. It's not easy in a go-kart. It's really not easy, especially at the age that these kids are. It's fantastic to see the consistency and the maturity of this racing. But, as we say, consistency, Kvekis has gone the quickest this race, 51.1 we're now at.
By a 10th quicker than Frank Morris.
It's a decent chunk, but see him start to dial it up here. Minute and 58 plus a lap left to go. We've only got sort of 3 or 4 more laps left of this one, and Kvekis knows this. Frank Morris behind with Williams Mabs in tow. No room for errors here, and no errors have been made so far. We've got 7 seconds on Finley Bedford and Kleinefelter, who have been battling, but haven't really got an answer for the pace. Frisbee is still in the mix there if Bedford and Kleinefelter start to kick off. But here we go up towards Christmas.
And Frank Morris gone 2/10 quicker than Kvekis on that lap. And then similar again for William Marbs, who was a 10th quicker than Kvekis, who's in the lead. So again, they're starting to bunch up once again into the next couple of corners. This should get interesting with over a minute to go plus a lap. Kvekis is under pressure there. Frank Morris and William Mabs are coming into Chapman's corner as they go around. Nothing really changes. Again, Frank Morris loses a bit out of Chapman's. But again, oh, there he goes. He tries to see it down the inside. Doesn't quite get the cart fully there, but he did do attempt it. Frank Morris is on the mission. That move is on its way.
Yeah, he's slowly thinking about it, but he's running out of chances. 46 seconds plus a lap left, judging by their laps. This is most likely going to be the penultimate lap of the race. Only a few more overtaking opportunities for Frank Morris, and he's going to take the first one that comes to him. Look at the shock on Kvekis going, oh, well, there he is. Through goes Frank Morris. Finally, that move has been brewing for lap after lap after lap, but now it's all to play for. Here come the defensive moves. There goes Kvekis down the inside, and Williams Mab's going to go up the inside of both of them. He bided his time to perfection. Morris didn't quite defend enough into Ashby. Kvekis meant for the move, but overshot the corner a little bit, and Williams Mabs went, yep, I'll take the racing line. Into the lead he goes. 10 seconds plus a lap to go. Yellow flags. And through goes Williams Mabs. All of a sudden, it's all changed.
William Mabs knew that was coming. He was sat there waiting for it to happen. Frank Morris went for the lead. Kvekis panicked, didn't know what to do, and then William Mabs, there he is, our lead from 3rd to 1st within 1 lap. But Kvekis still holds that fastest lap. We're on our final lap now. I think I know who the winner is going to be. Can he keep it together? Can he get them laps done? Can he keep it consistent? I'm sure he can. William Mabs leads. Kvekis down to Morris, Bedford Frisbee, and then Kleinfelter unfortunately had to retire, but he was definitely one to watch as well. William Mabs is still in the lead. Look at that gap. There was 3/10 coming through to the first corner. Now I bet there's a lot more. Here we have Frank Morris and Kvekis fighting there for second place. Frank Morris is right on the back of Kvekis. I don't think there can be a move unless he does a last minute lunge. But here you have it. William Mabs, last few corners. Hold on, William Mabs. You're coming around the last corner. Down to start finish. Round of applause. Miami Water Swift final winner, William Mabs. What a final win. Kvekis in second, Morris in third, Bedford fourth, Frisbee fifth, and Kleinfelter in sixth. Wow.
I said these Water Swift races were like a game of chess, and Williams Mabs as checkmate on Kvekis and Morris. That was cracking stuff. Played it to perfection. Let Morris make the move. I can't get over Kvekis looking over his shoulder going, oh, hello.
Oh, you're here. Hello.
There's the move. And yeah, tried to go back at him at Ashby.
I don't think Frank Morris expected William Mabs to come through, though. That's the one thing.
No,
He's seen him there, but again, for him to lunge the both of them on one corner, that was a good one.
See, this is the interesting thing with the Water Swifts, is they're so narrow, is that
And they're
Morris
all very
defended,
close. Yeah.
but not enough. There was still a cart width there, which Kvekis took, but overshot the corner, and Williams Mabs went
Exactly
into the lead.
that.
Kleinfelter Diaz did not finish as well, which is a shame to see after a good battle between him and Bedford, which means Frisbee takes 5th place in the Miami Water Swift final. We've got the Junior Max A final up next, which is coming to you now. Oh, sorry, Rotax Inter next. Apologies, Junior Maxes. Don't panic. You should be in the dummy grid. They're not listening to me anyway. Rotax Minis are up next. We're looking forward to that one. Sorry, Rotax Minis, I didn't mean to forget about you. I certainly haven't forgotten about how good they've been this morning. I'm really looking forward to this final. This should be a cracking one, and we are going to run you through your grids now. On pole for this one, Rio Panayiotou, who has won both heats comfortably. Flynn Grantham with a great second place in Keelan Energy, and One, your championship leader. 3rd place looking to win this one once again. Noah Wicklow goes from 4th place with Elliot Bork in 5th. Thomas Leidler in 6th place. Row 4 is Will Eden and Preston Howard. Buddy Hugo and Arthur Roberts round out your top 10 with Santiago Simeone and Noah Hobson on row 6. Row 7 sees James Carver and Teddy Roberts, apologies Teddy. Marley Fisher, your 2nd place in the championship, only 15th on the start row for the final. See if they can make any places here. Darren Dimitrov goes from 16th place, followed by Ethan Coupland and Edison Burrows. And your last few drivers, there are plenty more drivers still to go. Charlie Heffer and Hugo Torpy round out your top 20 with George Whiteman and Arthur Kaiser in row 11. Lenny Dorrington and Seiki Komatsu go from row 12. Philip Poloskov and Billy Gromit go from row 13, followed by Mohamed Amor Abdeen, Jake Hansford and Harry Carthy and Roshan Bachada rounding out your top 30. The last 3 drivers are William Gillick, Jamal Pumaram and Oliver Stonebrook to round out your 33-car Rotax mini grid. This should be a very, very good one. You've got some incredibly quick drivers at the front. Keelan Energy and Hone is your championship leader, but hasn't qualified well. Made some good inroads in the heats, but only good enough for 3rd place. Flint Grantham has made some great results on this grid, but Rio Panayiotou, 2 wins, comfortable wins. Let's see if they can make it 3.
Brilliant stuff there by Rio. Can he get in front of Flynn Grantham on this race start? Who knows? But again, you have the Akil Nan, who is definitely going to be one to watch as him being the championship contender. Thomas Leidler, another one to watch. Noah Wicklow. And they come through the tram lines and the lights go out. The race starts, and I believe that's Rio Panayiotou who goes into the lead, followed by Flynn Grantham as they go towards the Christmas corner, all squabbling there in the background, some 3 abreast, but everyone gets through. Hold on, everybody. Great stuff.
Good stuff. Giannone makes a good start from the pole side of the grid and points to Rio Panayiotou, the teammate. Go, go, go. Let's get out of here. Flynn Grantham is still clinging on in there, and everyone's round the first few corners nice and cleanly. And that is Panayiotou, as has been the case all day, from pole to the lead. And that is the number Oh, who was that in second place? I don't think it was Flynn
That's
Grantham.
Akil Nan, I think.
Third place, sorry. Akil Giannone is in second place, but Ellie Bork has got up to third place. Flynn Grantham, I think, has dropped down to fourth. Yes, and that is going to be rounding out your first lap. Rio Paniotto, Akil Giannone basically pushing them along. Elliot Bork and Flynn Grantham in third and fourth, followed by Will Eden, Noah Wicklow, Buddy Hugo, Thomas Leidler, Noah Hobson and Preston Howard battle behind. Buddy Hugo feeling the need to defend from Leidler. Leidler's been pretty active in these first few heats, making some decisive moves. Akil Giannone, speaking of, up the inside into the lead. Decisive move indeed. Helmet tap to the teammate saying, let's go. No more battling. We've got plenty of time in this one. But
someone's down the inside. That's
Elliot
141, Elliot Bork, who does a dive down the inside. And he loses a couple of places there. So it is Rio coming into that Chapman's corner around the final bend. Who's in second place now? Grantham. What a move by Grantham, coming from fourth to second in one lap. 141. Elliot Burke in third. And Will Eden, who's made it up to fourth place. Noah Wicklow still there swarming in fifth. This is just the start of the race. You can see there, I think it is number 26, Flynn Grantham. His front nose cone's flopping about a bit, so hopefully that doesn't cause him any trouble. Oh,
such a shame for Paniotto. Did all the hard work in the heats. Couldn't have done anything any better. But it's all been undone in a couple of laps in this final. Akil Giannone, though, Flynn Grantham knows. Been here before. Giannone has just driven up the road and left them all for dead. Oh, someone off for Ashby. No. Someone got their race is over.
Oh, yellow helmet, that's all I see.
Someone with a yellow helmet, unfortunate for them, but these top four sort of started to break away. Noah Wicklow is a bit of a cork in the bottle from fifth backwards. Giannone's probably going to put in the fastest lap here. Oh, Flynn Grantham's got the reply. Flynn Grantham a little tiny bit quicker, but that's all they need to keep them in in the mix. Will Eden jumping up and down, desperately trying to get up into the mix of the front two here. Fifth all the way down to I think about 11th place are all in this big train together.
One to look out for there is George Whiteman, who we did have as a contestor there in the heats over the past couple of races, and he's made up 8 places there so far, and he's sitting in 13th at the moment. But Akil Nan, oh, there's a dive down the inside, number 97, who's Thomas Laidler. Here he comes again, Thomas Laidler, with his insane moves on track. 150 is following through Arthur Roberts. Very good move there by Thomas Laidler as he follows through to try and hunt down 153 of Noah Wicklow. Here we are through the first corner they go. Noah Wicklow takes the fastest lap in 5th place with a 49.98, actually a lot quicker than most of the guys on track, being nearly a 10th quicker than Akil Nan in 1st place. He'll be the one to watch there now, coming through very, very shortly. Noah Wicklow will. Really good lap there put in by Noah. But Akil Nan leads this race alongside Flynn Grantham. There's 0.6 of a second there between the leader and 2nd place. So there's not much you can catch on, but again, there's just over 8 minutes plus a lap to go, so anything can happen. Exactly.
Flynn Grantham's been here before in the previous rounds. Giannone has comfortably won. Tried to find an answer desperately. The lap times are super, super similar. Still though, 7 and a bit minutes left to go. Giannone brings in the fastest lap of the race, but quickly snatched away by Noah Wicklow in 5th. Who's got a response for that pace? Thomas Laidler as well on that same pace, quicker than everyone else around them. Fantastic stuff from those two, but plenty of time still to go here. Oh, it's Rio Paniotto who's dropped down all the way to last.
Shame.
Top qualifier, winning both heats, and now last in the final.
Rio will definitely be disappointed in that one. He has been doing so well throughout the previous races, and now to be he's back on track again, I think.
It's back to 30th.
Yeah, back to 30th. But again, looking out there, one shout out there to Thomas Laidler, who's done a 49.77, matching lap times with Akil Nan, who's leading the race. So that's great stuff there by Thomas Laidler, who's actually in 6th place. So good stuff there by Thomas Laidler. But again, you have Noah Wicklow, who takes fast lap, and he's up to 4th. We've seen that Noah was going to come through, and he was going to be one of the ones to get into that top 3 with Will Eden from Pro Train, who's having a fantastic race, up 4 places already. Will Eden is, so he's been doing a fantastic job in being in the top 3 fight. But as you see, Akil Nan is on a hunt, and he's gone. He's put his head down, visor down, and he is just wanting to win this race.
Marley Fisher in this one is a good one to watch for. Currently second in the championship and not really made any effect on today's racing. But 10th place at the back of this pack that you're watching now. That's Lydler and Elliot Bork heading up the pack. Number 153 of Noah Wicklow. Rounding the chicane here, there is 5th and 6th, Bork and Lydler. Followed very closely by Roberts, Hugo, Hobson, and your second place championship position, Marley Fisher. Dimitrov and Whiteman definitely still in that mix as well. Bit of a gap down to Charlie Heffer, who's just made the move on Santiago Simeone.
Oh, there's a move there done by 97 Thomas Laidler. There he goes again for 5th place on 141 Elliot Burke. What a move. Thomas Laidler is on a mission. He has been doing it in heats. He's back here for the final. He'd done it the previous round. He wants to get on the podium and he is well deserved. Let's see if he can catch down the fastest lap leader there of Noah Wicklow in front of him, as there's not much. If they can start fighting Noah Wicklow and Will Eden in front of him, then there could be a battle here for the podium.
Yeah, there is. Meanwhile, Giannone at the top is just waltzing on away very, very steadily, but that gap is steadily growing. Then Grantham in the middle of Giannone and Eden almost perfectly. Thomas Laidler still with the fastest lap, even faster that time, 49.64. Mikey, the pace is strong with Laidler. He's got an answer and he's got the head down.
On a mission.
Wicklow. Wicklow's catching Eden. Are we going to see it kick off between them? No moves occurring behind them. Plenty of space and time for all of these drivers to get a wiggle on. Catch the drivers in front. It's all still very close in the bottom of the pack. Behind as well. Philip Polosnov is your top place driver. Oh, that was a look from Noah Wicklow, but not quite committed enough to get ahead of Will Eden. Will Eden sternly looking ahead. Not even bothering to acknowledge Noah Wicklow's dive bomb, but he's going to have to soon because Lydler's catching up to the both of them.
He is swarming in the background. I said this would probably happen. Will Eden and Noah Wicklow would probably start battling, but that's not going to stop Thomas Laidler there in the background. He has some fastest laps coming in there and still hanging on, just 100 slower in that lap, which is absolutely nothing. But in the background there, we have a move. 150, Arthur Roberts makes a move on Elliot Burke. Fantastic move there into Christmas corner by Arthur Roberts, who done a fantastic move there into Christmas corner. Coming round now. Oh, someone's off. That is number 11. Who? Oh, George Whiteman. That is absolute shame.
He's had such a good day.
He's been doing a fantastic job all weekend. But here you have it. We knew it was going to come. You have Noah Wicklow, Will Eden and Thomas Laidler there following through.
Whoa.
Another one of 24. What is going on,
Where
guys?
is he? Couldn't even figure out where he was.
Coming through the final corner. There you are.
Wicklow's up into third, though. He's made the move on Will Eden while we weren't looking. How dare you? Need to get the shots of these moves now, for your highlight reels. But Will Eden still clinging on in fourth. Didn't let Thomas Laidler follow him through. Meanwhile, Roberts and Bork, despite their little bit of battle as well, are still within touching distance of those three. Giannone is still just tiny bits a lap chipping away from Flynn Grantham. He's still clinging on there in second. If Giannone makes a mistake, he'll be right there, but Giannone has not been made to make a mistake this weekend so far. Wicklow, though, comfortably in second. Not for long is Will Eden in fourth, up the inside. Tidy move from Thomas Laidler, sorry. The inside at the boot. Textbook stuff. To fourth place, but still that's allowed Noah Wicklow a little bit to pull away. Not too much, still plenty of time. 2 minutes 40 left to go in this one. Fastest lap is with Charlie Heffer down in 12th. He's been fast all day, but not really near the sharp end where he would want to be.
Exactly, making up 7 places in this final here. But Heffer has had the pace, but he's just not been really at the front of the grid to be able to prove that he belongs there. But Akhil Nan is leading this race with Flynn Grantham in behind and Noah Wicklow. Thomas Laidler's on a mission though. He wants to get that third place. He's been trying very hard the last couple of rounds. He's put the work in. He just needs to get on that podium and prove I belong here. This is where I should be. Flynn Grantham is doing an incredible job though, holding Noah Wicklow off. There could be a battle here for cart number 150, Arthur Roberts and Will Eden though. Will Eden, he's just called him up there. Arthur Roberts has on the back of Will Eden. Oh, and here we are. Thomas Laidler is on the back of Noah Wicklow now. Not quite close enough to take an overtake, but up to Christmas corner. He might get a bit of tow up to the corner to try and get closer to the back of Noah Wicklow's cart.
These three are hell-bent on giving us some battles to do. They're all chopping and changing position constantly, but Will Eden doesn't have an answer for their pace at all. Still falling into the clutches of Arthur Roberts. Ethan Bork hasn't quite held on to the back of Roberts, so he's going to have to try and pick up the scraps from that battle. Meanwhile, look at Wicklow. Oh, Wicklow's, sorry, that is Roberts. Apologies. Up ahead is Wicklow and Leidler. Leidler's got ahead. I didn't even see where that happened.
Where
up to
is
third.
he doing this?
Stop doing out of shot,
I know, I
Leidler.
want to see what's going on.
There's your leader, Akile Nanagianone, with Fling Grantham still behind, losing a bit more time on that lap than they have in the past few. Leidler up to third after starting in 6th place. Good race from him. Noah Wicklow in 4th place comfortably, sticking onto the back of Leidler there, and behind is Will Eden and Arthur Roberts. No one making moves into Christmas Corner this time around. I think Eden and Roberts might be catching those two, actually. Said they didn't have an answer for the pace, but I might have been wrong. You might have heard me.
Exactly that. But Tom Leidler, what a lead he's creating here. He's within 2 kart lengths now ahead of Noah Wicklow, and he's on a mission. He knows that he probably can't get close enough with only 32 seconds-ish plus a lap for this race to go, so he knows that it's going to be very, very tough to get towards the top 2 of this race. Oh, another move there done by a road train car, I believe, down the inside, one of our novice drivers.
I think they're
switch over.
traffic.
Oh, okay.
Who's that? Number 24, Harry Carthy, getting safely out of the way. Appreciate that. And sticking out of the way of this battle. Another back marker there, being overtaken by Thomas Leidler. Now Wicklow is still all over the back of him. Meanwhile, Nane Giannone has got a 2-second lead up the front on this penultimate lap. Textbook race from Giannone is exactly what we've come to expect from them. But here we go, Leidler ahead of Wicklow. 1 lap to go once they cross the line up at the end of this one. Eden and Roberts still bumper to bumper nearly. Elliot Bork has not had an answer for the pace, dropping nearly a second back, almost into the clutches of Buddy Hugo, but not quite. Darren Dimitrov in 9th place ahead of Marley Fisher in 10th, who's not quite at the pace today. Holding on into 10th well. Final lap now. Giannone at the top of your shot goes through. Flint Grantham comfortably in 2nd with Leidler and Wicklow. Oh, we're going to see a run here from Wicklow, a bit wide on the exit of Crook. I don't think he's going to have the chance to.
He goes defensive though, and then comes back to take the racing line. Leidler is in a good position there now. He has about a 2 kart lengths width between him and Noah Wicklow, and he knows he has 1 more lap to make this happen and make him shine on the top of that grid. Well done to Leidler there, keeping it smooth and getting them laps consistently in. He's went from 6th place, I believe, up to 3rd place. He's done the work, he's put the work in, he's made it work, and he's got the job done. Last few corners here now, we have Akil Nan. Round of applause to him, who takes the final win of the Rotax Mini Inter race here. Oh, there's a car off again. 2nd place, we have Fling Grantham. Akil Nan will be delighted with that one, as he is a championship leader, extending them championship points to continue the championship win. Round of applause for Thomas Leidler. What a drive for that young kid. Coming up from 6th to 3rd, we've seen him battle throughout these last few rounds, and he deserves that more than anything here. 4th place, Noah Wicklow. 5th, Will Eden. 6th, Arthur Roberts. 7th, Elliot Burke. 8th, Darren Dimitrov. 9th, Buddy Hugo. And 10th, rounding out the top 10, is Marley Fisher. Very well done to Marley Fisher. I believe is in 2nd place in the championship.
Yeah, solid points there in 10th. I have to say, you said Akile Nanagianone looked very happy about that. They didn't really look that happy.
No, there was no celebration.
It was not. It was a shake of the head, if anything. I think, to be honest.
Unless there is a bumper penalty. That's the only thing I could think of.
Impossible that they would have recognised that, but you don't know until it's all done. A reminder that if you want to see the full results after penalties and championship standings and lap times and plenty of other data, make sure to head over to the Alpha Race Hub and you can see all of the results there. But Akile Nanagianone takes another round win. Couple of dodgy heats after not an ideal qualifying, but rounding it out when it mattered. Akile Nanagianone takes the win for Rotax Mini Inters. We are now headed towards the Junior Max A final.
Onto our Junior Max A final here for round 4 of the Wilton Mill Kart Championships. We'll soonly see these guys take to the track and we'll see who's starting pole position. Starting from pole position here, we will have Blake Southen again, once again. Amazing start to the weekend for Blake alongside Max Wheatley, a very good championship contender here. Row 2, Jacob Aston and Tom Reed on alongside him. Joseph Berkery, row 3 alongside Warwick Milam. Row 4, Stanley Williams, a very good one as well to watch out for alongside Samuel Aston, the brother of the one that's in front of him. Row 5, Alex Shepherd and Miles Burton. Row 6, Logan Hartshorn and Nathan Rond. Row 7, Jensen Powers and Adam Jodis. And row 8, Nelson Taylor and Daniel Abdemus. Row 9, Joseph Baxter and Sam Green Gomez. Row 10, Cody Crunnington, Tigran Gregan next to him. On row 11, Hargling Kling and Austin Mayhew. Row 12, Aston Tab and Jensen Evans. Row 13, Lachi and alongside him, Evan Meller. Row 14, Finn Davenport and Jensen Walker. Row 15, Jay Singh and Oliver Dawson. Rounding out your top row 16, Ben Morgan and Devin Taylor, who won and got through to the B final. And row 17, Ralph and alongside him, Henry Robinson. Rounding out your 34 kart grid here for Junior Max. As we've seen, we've had a B final, we've had the heats, we've had everyone contest against each other, and I think this is going to be a very interesting one.
Yeah, don't go anywhere, folks. This is a 34 kart grid of incredibly competitive junior Rotax drivers. I'm very, very much looking forward to this. Blake Southen is, of course, your favourite starting on pole. He's won the last 2 rounds, and he is in the lead of the championship, but do not count out any of the other drivers. A couple of them have won their respective heats, and they've definitely got the pace to give Blake Southen a run for their money. But we are going to see how this all shakes out soon enough. Once again, congratulations to the 4 Repechage drivers of Taylor, Morgan, and Rokaitis and Robinson. The rookie Robinson, only rookie in the grid, so congrats to Nathan Robinson for that. Here we go then, rounding the last corner. To start us off is going to be Blake Southen. The revs are going to rise and the Junior Max A final is underway. Good start from both sides of the grid. Rest of the grid filing round the last corner, but Southen gets ahead. 219 of Jacob Aston makes it up into second. Not an ideal start for Max Wheatley, dropping back into 4th place. All on the right side of the track, defending that line into Christmas corner. They're all 2x2, 3x3 somewhere, still 3 wide, but they all make it through cleanly. Defensive moves into Ashby. Southen's got a decent gap. Slight bit of breathing room at the first bit of this race. Blake Southen leads and the rest of the pack files in behind, all cleanly and all pointing in the right direction. It's what we like to see, well, except for that car, I think it's from the last race. But Blake Southen leads this one. Good start from him. Max Wheatley, like we say, didn't get the start he wanted. Jacob Aston and Joseph Berkery on the pole side of the grid. It tends to be the pole side that gets the better start here at Wilton Mill. Proving that today is that pole side by side into turn 1 goes Wheatley and Williams, just about make it through, but I think they've both lost a bit of time to the top 3 ahead of them. Yes, they have, still battling. Williams having a look up the inside, but backs out of it, thinks better of it. Southen, Aston, Berkery, Wheatley, Williams, Reed, Aston, Milam, Shepherd and Burton make up your top 10 at the end of lap 1.
Amazing stuff there. Some great battles going on between Wheatley and Williams. Coming through the corner, and there's gone again. 884. Stanley Williams goes down the inside of Max Wheatley, and there's another one going on. 212. And who is that? That's Max Wheatley coming through again as he leads that pack. But again, Stanley Williams. Oh! And there's a massive off, and I don't know what sure car that was, but I hope that driver is okay.
It was back end of the top 10. That was just a bit of wheel touch. It tends to happen in these Rotax karts and other karts with the open wheels like that. Just a tiny bit of touch and all of that force gets dissipated, but driver ended up on the wheels, luckily not flipping over. Not something we like to see. And it was Wheatley who was back in that pack up. Still ahead of Williams somehow after their squabble, but they've lost a couple seconds already to the top 3. There goes Williams again up the inside of Wheatley. Is he going to make it stick this time? Yes, he is. Point ahead going, come on, what are we doing? We've got 10 minutes left. Meanwhile, Tom Reed is having a look at the back of this and going up the inside of Oziers. Wheatley dropping down even more after starting second. Really not the start he would have wanted. Shepherd at the back of this pack trying to pick up the scraps. And it is Williams who heads up this pack in 4th with Tom Reed, Max Wheatley and Alex Shepherd at the back, but the top three have broken away big time.
Massively, yes. Blake Southend is doing an incredible job once again. Jacob Aston and Joseph Berkery rounding out the top three, but Samuel Aston takes the fastest lap there, so he does. And I believe, oh, and there's another move there for 2-1-2. Max Wheatley down the inside of Reed once again, and they all follow through behind Joseph Berkery, or Sandy Williams, apologies, in fourth place. Some good battles going on here very early on with 9 minutes and just plus a lap to go.
Shows you how on edge they are with how squirrely under the brakes Wheatley was making that move, but it's allowing Williams to get up ahead. Wheatley, I think, doesn't have the race pace here. He's defending like his life depends on it. Really want to work together because I feel like he knows he doesn't have the pace to keep up. He's just going to start losing positions, but for now he's in fifth. Williams has got a bit of breathing space in fourth, going to try and catch the front three of Southern, Aston and Berkery. But still, plenty of time left in this race to go. Head down from Stanley Williams. He knows he's got a job to do. Getting away from the three behind and trying to catch the three in front. He's in no man's land for now, but we'll see where he ends up at the end of this one. For now, though, Southern, Aston, Berkery are your top three here. They are coming down towards Osiers. Fourth place there is Williams, followed by Wheatley, Reed and Shepherd, all battling out for fifth. Samuel Aston is creeping up in eighth place, not too far away, and Adamitis and Hartshaw are behind them in 9th and 10th. Hartshaw with the fastest lap so far, 47.3, a tenth quicker than the front two, but that gets stolen away by Jacob Aston with a 47.2. Great pace from the front three here as we head into the next lap.
Exactly that. Ashton just being a tenth quicker than Blake Southend there on that lap. So he'll be wanting to hunt down. There's only 2 tenths between these two drivers here, Aston and Southend, in the top two. But again, in the background, we have a lot more going on here in the background between Williams, Wheatley, Reed, Shepherd and Samuel Aston. He's getting the opportunity to get involved in this race as well. Logan Hartshorn, though, does have the fastest lap. We might see him close in on Daniel in kart number 14. But coming in to the last couple of corners there, Southend is under pressure there from Aston in the background. But again, if these two keep fighting, Berkery's going to be involved, and he's only there. There's a tenth between Southend and Aston. Aston takes the fastest lap. Will he get it snatched again? I'm not quite sure, but Berkery's there in the background. He'll wait for these to start fighting, and he'll be like, right, it's my time to shine. Down
into the 46s now. Pace is really ramping up. This is the battle fourth that is spread out quite a bit. Stanley Williams still got a bit of a gap, but Shepherd not being able to stay on the back of Max Wheatley. Tom Reed still clinging on in there as well. I think Alex Shepherd's got ahead of Tom Reed in all of that, which allowed Sam Aston to catch up to the back of Tom Reed, potentially with a chance of 7th. Still 6.5 minutes left to go, almost at the halfway point of this one. Southern leading. Who is that? Stanley Williams at the front of this pack. All of these drivers pretty much within a couple of tenths of each other, not really being able to catch or gain on anyone else. Southern holding well. Samuel Aston takes the fastest lap away with a 46.7. 2 tenths quicker than anyone else ahead of him on that lap. Do not count him out of this one. Exactly
that. Brilliant job there from Samuel Aston. He has been a contender in the heats there over the course of this day, so he will be one to watch coming through the pack. But there is over just 6 minutes plus a lap to go in this Junior Max final. Blake Southend has created a bit of a gap on Aston, but again, it's only 2 tenths between the two of them. Again, Joseph Berkery could be getting involved. Danny Williams and Wheatley leads the pack of... Oh, is there a move gone there? So there is. I think Samuel Aston makes a move on Tom Reed for 7th place coming through the boot and around the last few corners. There he does.
Oh, it's Hartshaw, I think. Oh no, it is Aston. Sorry, yeah, Wheatley dropping back even more. Started second in this one. Great couple heats from him, but just doesn't have the pace in the final. We're there at the back of the shot. See the drivers in front of him just skating away. I love that bit of braking he does up into Christmas corner, though. I don't care if he's 8th place. That's the best bit of braking. Oh no, 55. Who's that that's retired? Someone further down the pack, I think.
That is Jensen Evans, who started. He's 9 places down from 33rd, so he was started mid-pack.
Shame to see any retirements. There he is. Safe, no injuries by the looks of it. So good to see. Looks like Jacob Aston starting the pull from Joseph Berkery. Second off of the back of Jacob Aston is Joseph Berkery. So we're going to see how this shakes up. There's your two leaders of Southern and Aston. Southern's got a bit of a gap. It is enough for him to work with. We've seen him in the heats with only a small gap, but just holding it just enough to keep the lead. Joseph Berkery doesn't have an answer, and neither does Stanley Williams, dropping a little bit lap by lap. Shepherd, Reed, Aston and Wheatley not quite being able to catch up. There was one point in the race where they were all within about a tenth of each other.
Yeah, they were, exactly. One thing to point out as well, Ben Morgan and Devin Taylor, who were in the B final, have actually made up 9 places together. So I'd say they are following each other through, and they are doing very well in doing so.
Fantastic stuff. Ralph Riccitis is down in 31st, pretty much where it started, but Nathan Robinson, the only novice in this race, is up to 26th, up almost 8 places. Cracking stuff from him. Jensen Evans has retired from this one. And now all the drivers are still running. 3 minutes 46 left to go, plus another lap. Southern still keeping the lead in this one. It's been a confident race from him so far. The current championship leader and winner of 2 of the rounds so far this year, not including his drop score. He's had a pretty much perfect run. Will he be able to continue it, or does Jacob Aston have something in his back pocket for him here? 3 minutes left to go. He's running out of chances to show that. But Joseph Berkery's waiting in the wings there along with these drivers. Stanley Williams has been caught by Alex Shepherd. That breathing space is all but gone as Alex Shepherd is right on the back of him. Tom Reed is also ahead of Sam Aston. Look over the shoulder, he's not confident he's got the pace.
Yeah, Alex Shepherd. Alex Shepherd is like, get your head down, let's work together and get towards the top 3 of this grid. There's a move there though for number, I believe that's 242. I think that's Tom Reed trying to defend from Samuel Aston, who did have the fastest lap previous in the race, but didn't quite make it happen. Samuel Aston doesn't, but fastest lap again goes to Logan Hartshaw. He's defending there again, so he is. 242 Tom Reed. Samuel Aston is right on the back of your bumper, and he's not afraid to make a move coming up to these next few corners.
Interesting play there. Stanley Williams and Alex Shepherd had a chance of fighting. Tom Reed evidently thinking it's more important to keep the 6th place ahead of Sam Aston, but it's bringing Hartshaw into it. Defending again is Tom Reed round the outside, though not quite being able to make it work. Sam Aston tucks back in behind. 2 minutes plus a lap left to go, and Tom Reed is hell-bent on keeping this 6th position. Defending again into Ashby. Hartshaw now on the back of them, and oh, round goes Sam Aston. Coming together with Tom Reed on the exit of Ashby, and that is Sam Aston's day over by the looks of it. Tom Reed, I think, has managed to keep that position. Oh, there's a move.
Another move there now for, is that?
377. That is Tigran Gregorian. I think this is the battle for 12th
Around the
place.
outside he tries it as well.
Crikey, good stuff here.
What a move going on here for, I think that's 12, and who else is Tigran, Adam, Nathan, Aston, Jensen, Walker, Finn Davenport. They're all getting involved in this one. Coming down into Christmas Corner though, we do have a battle, I believe, for 3rd and 4th. Joseph Berkery and Stanley Williams.
Williams still ahead of Shepherd in all of this. They've worked together, and all the drivers behind them have been dropping like flies. Daniel Adamitis is up to 6th in all of that. Logan Hartshaw's still clinging on in 7th. I think he got a bit caught up in that Ashby moment. Nelson Taylor, Tom Reed still sticking in the top 10, and Max Wheatley just about clinging on to the top 10 as well. Here's your leaders. No gap at all between them now. Jacob Aston is all over the back of Blake Southern, and he knows it. Check behind. Oh, crikey, he's close. I bet he's thinking, run up to Christmas. Do we see some defending from Southern? Of course we do. But do we see an outside move? Not quite. Good driving and good kart placement from Blake Southern. Only 40 seconds plus a lap to go here. Southern's going to try and cling on, defending into Ashby. He's got the space to work with. Joseph Berkery trying to get involved in this.
Oh, defending going on there though, towards Chapman's corner they go with just under half a second to go. This is going to get entertaining for the second last lap to last lap for Blake Southern and Jacob Aston. He knows that he's on the bumper. He's trying everything he can to keep Jacob Aston behind him, but Jacob Aston takes the fastest lap of that last lap. Will we keep it? Yes, he will. Bumper to bumper they are coming through the first corner towards Christmas Corner. Does he make a move round the outside? Does it stick? Not quite. Blake Southern is doing an incredible job here in keeping Aston behind him and not letting him through.
This isn't the final lap either. We've got one more after this. Plenty of places for Southern still to defend. They're side by side as they make the run into the infield. Still Southern ahead. He just gets ahead at the apex. Defending again into Osiers, and look at Joseph Berkery now, all on the back of them. This has brought him right into this in only a couple laps. Oh, it's going to limit Jacob Aston's options for moves. Blake Southern's going to hope that those two start battling. This is the tactic that we've seen time and time again in British karting lately. But Southern on to the last lap. He's won the last 2 rounds. He's the championship leader. Can he hold on to this lead? Let's see. Jacob Aston's looked very quick this whole time. Southern defending, but I'm not sure he really needs to. That's going to allow maybe a good exit from Jacob Aston. Cut back again towards Ashby. I'm sure Southern's going to slip to the right side. There he goes.
Oh, is there going to be... Joseph Berkery could be getting involved in this and try and snatch second place. Oh, Aston, he goes down the inside of Aston, doesn't quite make it stick though. Coming down into Chapman's corner, Blake Southend gets a bit of a lead there after that battle went on. Coming into the boot. Here we go into the final, one of the final chicanes, and Southend is literally there. He's like, this is my race to win. This is my championship. I want to be on track and I want to win. He crosses the line. Blake Southend takes the win of the Junior Max A final, along with Jacob Aston, with a really hard race there from Jacob Aston in this race. Along with Joseph Berkery in 3rd, 4th Alex Shepherd, 5th Stanley Williams, 6th Nelson Taylor, Logan Hartshorn with a good few laps put in there in 7th place. 8th we have Tom Reed. 9th we have Daniel Adobanis, and rounding up the top 10 we have Max Wheatley. Good recovery there from Max Wheatley, as he did start 2nd, but again these things happen and he just didn't quite have the pace to keep on to Blake Southend and Jacob Aston in that race. But brilliant result there for Blake Southend to keep that championship lead going forward into round 5.
Exactly. Jacob Aston had an answer for the pace. He kept Blake Southend honest. At the end of the day, Blake Southend defended where he needed to and takes the win once again here at Wilton Mill Kart Club, extending his championship lead. That is the Junior Maxes all done for today. Great racing from them as ever. And we are on to our penultimate final of the day shortly, our Honda Cadets. So then the Honda 200s are ready to go out. We're going to run you through the grid for our penultimate final of this fantastic day of racing here at Wilton Mill. It's been great. I hope you've been enjoying it too. Oliver Ratton takes pole on this one, followed by Archie Edgar. Cian Doherty rounds out the top 3. Louis Dawson goes from 4th place. Freddie Williams is on row 3 alongside Chris Doshi, who sadly had to retire out of Heat 2 after a great Heat 1. Oscar Watson goes from row 4 alongside Fraser Messer. Oliver Vickers, your championship leader, only good enough for 9th on the grid. Felix Bessel rounds out your top 10, and Callum Ryan and Ethan Hulberts round out your 12-car grid for the Honda 200s. Maybe a smaller grid than most, but do not count out the racing has been fantastic in the Honda 200s today. Shame for Oliver Vickers not really having the pace, and I think the biggest shame has been Chris Doshi.
100%. Chris Doshi had been, putting in them lap times, and he had been definitely one of the ones to keep an eye on. Unfortunately, the last race, he didn't quite get to finish it, but again, he has done an incredible job in keeping his pace very consistent in towards the top of the grid. As you can see, they all have the umbrellas out. It must be getting hot out there with that sun beaming down on top of the guys out there. Kart number 33, he had done very well in the previous race also, so he's also one to watch out for in this race. But yeah, umbrellas are out.
I quite like the mechanic using the umbrella on him and not the driver. I feel like that's yeah, that's all right. You got your shorts on and stuff.
Yeah, no, you're fine. You'll stay cool when you're out on track. I'm roasting here. I don't want to get sunburned.
Anyway, then Honda 200s, like we say, Oliver Vickers currently leading this championship, but hasn't quite had the day he would have wanted. Cian Doherty's got a good chance of taking the lead here. He's 2nd in the championship, but starting in 3rd here. Oliver Ratton in 3rd in the championship, starting on pole, so it's all to play for here. Honda 200s has been very competitive today. I'm really looking forward to seeing this final. After this one, we've got the Rotax Cadets. And that is it for us. It's all gone very quickly and been a fantastic day of racing.
100%. It has gone very quickly. I suppose time flies when you're having fun. And that's certainly what we have been having as commentators behind the box. We want to say a massive thank you to all the drivers for putting on a great show for us behind the box to stay entertained and on our feet, really. We haven't really sat down much today. We've been on our feet all day with the action going on. But yeah, this has been a fabulous day today for all our viewers on the live stream. Thank you to all of our SlipStream members staying tuned to watch the finals as well, and to any of the new members that have joined us today, thank you to you all for staying tuned. We should be getting this race underway very, very shortly, but I hope everyone has sun cream out there, because it looks like a few red heads I can see.
Okay. Yeah, there's a couple of bald men which I'm particularly worried for. Be careful out there, folks. There's a lot of bald men, actually. Why are there so many bald men? Yeah, be careful out there if you're outside. Obviously, we've had the heat wave, but now it's cooler. Make sure you don't be a bit complacent. Sunburn is not a fun thing. But these drivers don't have to worry about that. They're all kitted up, ready and raring to go. I'm not sure what the delay is for, to be honest. I think we're running quite well ahead of schedule today. 4 o'clock, and we've got 2 finals left to go. I'm sure everyone has enjoyed the racing.
Exactly that, yes. We do have a standing start for this one, though. Back to standing starts for this Honda 200 final. There you will see the heads bobbling as they come up to the start grid and they see them red lights go out. It's quite funny to see them like, no, it's my race.
I can't wait. I can't believe tactics that we all use doing rental karting.
Exactly that,
Trying to win someone's stag do translates into real racing. It's brilliant to see. But yeah, these Honda 200 drivers, even the bobbing, they will do anything to
You
get
have
the
to
win
give
here.
it to them, though. You know, when the lights come off, and to have that reaction time when they're being 7, 8, 9 years old, that is just unbelievable work.
It does make the difference as well. That little bit of bobbing. I'm sure you guys have used it in rental karting. At home, it does work.
When you all come complaining and saying, my engine's slower. No, it's not. You just need to be faster.
Yeah, just jump up and down a few times.
Exactly.
Doesn't matter if you look a bit silly. If you win, you win. Just
I think they might be waiting for some people to get on the grid. From what we can hear on the commentary outside of the track.
So I don't think we really saw any. We saw a couple of retirements.
Yeah, not too much though. The paddock's had to quieten down a bit. I don't know if they ran away from the sun with it being so hot, but it's certainly after getting a bit warmer in here, from what I can feel anyway. I don't know about you, but
one of the kids in the full race suit might have turned into a puddle, I reckon, in this kind of heat today. I don't know how people were testing during the week as well.
I know, it's so warm. Yeah, and I think it got, well, I hadn't been down south, but I believe it got to like 34 degrees at one stage down here in offices as well. At least you had some aircon.
It was like stepping out of an airplane going outside. It was crazy. But yeah, it's getting pretty hot in our comms box here as well. I hope you're nice and cool at home, enjoying the live stream. Just a reminder, this is SlipStream bringing this broadcast to you. This would not happen without the support of all of you watching live at the moment, and it is only you guys watching live at the moment, so thank you. A personal message to all of you, we really appreciate the support you are giving to Alpha Live to make these events happen. It's fantastic to see such fantastic racing. Brilliant to have you along for the ride. So
we should be getting this underway very, very soon. I think there's a bit of a, maybe something to do with grids, maybe they're waiting for people. I don't think they'd be waiting that long for someone to join the grid. Maybe just a bit of a delay. Maybe there's someone on track and they're just being recovered. We don't quite know, but there is some kids that are out of the car, not with the helmet on or anything, so there might be a bit of a delay with this one. But again, once this gets underway, the action starts, and don't be worried about how, it's not even that small of a grid, but the action in the small grids here, like today, have been absolutely insane.
It's been better, if anything. I mean, you get to see all of the action.
Exactly, 100%, yeah.
Never miss a thing. It's great. I quite prefer it. But yeah, and also small grids I don't think are that bad of a thing. I mean, there's plenty of other racing series. Rallycross, I think, is one of the best bits of racing you can see. That's 6 cars.
Exactly, 100%. Yeah, there's definitely, as we said at the start, the smaller grids are normally the ones that bring the more action, from what we said at the start this morning. But yeah, we should be getting underway. The marshals are sitting down having a little rest for themselves down the bottom there at the start of the grid. They're like, yeah, we're fed up here now. We want to get going. It's too hot. It's too warm.
Put a hat on, fellas. Careful of that board. Yes, props to the drivers for putting up with the heat. It's not the easiest thing in the world, wearing a thick old race suit and helmet, all of that jazz. But yes, all necessary, especially for the younger kids, keeping everyone safe. And I think we have kept everyone safe today, which is good to see. Plenty of clean racing. We've had a couple of red flags. Sadly, we don't have any more info about any of the drivers on there, but I hope they are all okay. But yeah, just getting. I think we're ready to go. It looks like drivers are getting back in their cars.
I think they're getting ready to go. I think I did double check when I was on my lunch break to make sure them red flags are okay and the drivers were all okay. It was just a bit of a bump into the first corner, but they should be all okay for the next round.
It's deceivingly not dangerous. It's not dangerous at all, but like there's plenty of offs that happen in those, especially in the wet.
Yeah,
that
definitely.
turn one, it doesn't seem like a lot, being a little left kink, but it does throw up some challenges sometimes. So props to the drivers for pretty much every time other than that time getting through it cleanly today. And the yeah, great track that we have here at Wilton Mill, but you do have to respect it. Come on, chaps. I'm raring to go. I can't wait to see these guys.
The action has been folding on and on and on, and the track is looking mega. The blue sky has just come through a bit more there now, and the clouds are kind of disappearing. So as the day has gone on, it's gotten a bit more warmer, and the weather has become a bit better. So fabulous for our drivers. They'll be delighted. There's no rain. Well, I think the mechanics will be a bit more delighted on that behalf. But again, it's still very busy in the paddock. It has calmed down a small bit, but again, you can see all the supporters there up against the fence, waiting and waiting for these guys to get in the carts and get going. But we can see there, they're all pulling the carts to get going there now on circuit to go out and do their formation lap.
Good old manual starters on the Honda engines. You love to see it. But I'm assuming that means that we're going to get going soon if they're starting the engines up. I'm sure they wouldn't want to waste any fuel otherwise. But yeah, like we say, plenty of support here. Always lovely to see all the family and friends of the drivers supporting. Couldn't do it without all of you, especially the younger kids. Definitely couldn't do it without all the family. I'm not sure they'd pick up the money for that.
Exactly.
How they would do that, I don't know. The engines are going. I think we're finally ready to crack on with the Honda 200 here. Spoken too soon. I'm trying to like will it into existence.
Yeah.
Like, come on, guys.
Their engines are started now, so we shouldn't be long now before we start this formation lap for the Honda 200 drivers for their final of this round 4 of Wilton Mill Kart Club. Let's see, do we see who's leading this championship coming into this round? I think it's Oliver Vickers, we said.
It is indeed.
And he hasn't had the greatest of weekends coming into this round. Bit of touch and go. He was a really good contender there for the last round of the championship, which I believe he did place near the front, or he was actually third, sorry. It was Jensen Culla who dominated the Honda 200 race here at round 3. But here we are, round 4 of the Honda 200 final has taken underway here for the formation lap.
Yeah, the other two championship all-round winners of Jensen Culla and Luca Bococci, who we've seen at the sharp end of the field, can't be here today. So Oliver Vickers is your top man. Cian Doherty is currently second in the championship. He is starting in third, if memory serves correctly. Oliver Ratton, third in the championship, is starting on pole. So it's all to play for in this Honda 200. This is why we're so excited. So much can happen in terms of the championship in this one, but I'm sure regardless of the championship, regardless of anything like that, it's going to be a great race that these Honda 200s are going to have for us. And around here, they're not going to slow down too much like the other karts do for their rolling start, because these Honda 200s do standing starts, which is quite a rare one in karting these days, but always interesting to see. And like we said, that distinctive bit of head bobble to get that tiny little bit of pace is always great to see.
They're lining up there now, and the red flag is out just to get the guys in position for their formation into their grid position. Once we see that guy walking down the back there of the grid when that green flag is waved, them lights will come on and the drivers will have full focus on them lights. The minute they're out, we'll see the head popping and we'll see them wearing true to the first corner. The green flag is waved. We will see them lights coming on. All drivers focus. You can see them looking up at them lights. When are they going to go out? Can hear the engines going now. 5-second board has just come out and it should be any second now, and here we are. They are all get going, and I believe, is it Oliver Ratton who goes down the inside, number 26? No, Archie Edgar, sorry, but Oliver Ratton is there on the inside, number 84. There's a bit of a touch and go there, bumper to bumper, and they're not leaving any bit of room whatsoever.
I was not expecting 3 wide on the run up to Christmas, but they all make it through clean. Archie Edgar from second place makes a cracking start, but already back up the inside. Who was that up the inside? Was it Ratton going back up?
Might have been Dawson that came through then.
I think it is Dawson. Oh no, it's Doherty. Doherty in the 94.
Doherty came out of nowhere, starting 4th, and he's already up into the start of the race, and that is number 94. You're right, that is Doherty in the lead.
Wow, Doherty, Edgar, brilliant start from Doherty. He is second in the championship, and he looks like he's going to be first after this. Oh, move up to 3rd as well. Who was that coming up the inside? That was Louis Dawson just clinging on to 3rd, I think. So the order is Doherty, Edgar, Dawson, Ratton, Doshi, Williams, Vickers, Ryan, Messer, Bessel, Watson and Hulbert. But look at this, the top 2 are breaking away a little bit. Doherty and Edgar, I think they recognise that, and they're going to try and work together here. Louis Dawson's lost out on the first couple of corners, and that's allowed Ratton and Doshi to get back ahead of them. Doshi on a bit of a redemption charge here after dropping out of heat number 2 and doing very well in heat number 1. Doherty leads ahead of Edgar, bumper to bumper as is we've come to expect from the Honda 200s. A great start from these two.
Brilliant start there from Doherty, going from 4th place up to 1st place within 1 or 2 corners. So great start for him, and he's on a 56.99. I would assume he is almost nearly half a second quicker than most on the grid, but again, we're only into his first lap going into the second. So we have Oliver Ratton, who goes up to 3rd with the fastest lap of the race with a 54.25, and we said it, Chris Doshi's on the move. He's coming for them, and he's the one that we pointed out that might be there for a contender of this race.
Cool, those first 2 broke away in those first couple of laps, but Ratton is already right back at him. He's not going to let them get away here. Doherty leads from Edgar. Oliver Ratton with the fastest lap, though, currently 3rd in the championship. Starting on pole, but didn't get the start he quite wanted. Archie Edgar not choosing to go for the move on Doherty, but you might want to think about it pretty soon with Ratton almost on the back of his bumper. Little point of the head forward. Oliver Ratton, and he's right on him now. All over the back of Archie Edgar. These 3 have been battling all day. Cian Doherty, though, leads this one as we go across the line again. 3 minutes into this one. Starting to settle down a little bit. Pack spreading out a bit further back, but this top 3 are bumper to bumper. Chris Doshi still within touching distance of this as well. Louis Dawson, Oliver Vickers trying to all their way back. Oliver Vickers, your championship leader, trying to make some inroads in this one, and there he goes up to 5th ahead of Louis Dawson. This is exactly what he needs for the championship to stay ahead. His rivals are currently 1st and 3rd. He can't be letting them have that, but up to 1st goes Archie Edgar. 2nd and 3rd are his rivals now as Doherty drops behind Edgar. Wow.
Brilliant move there by Archie Edgar and Oliver. Oh, and it goes down the inside again, number 22. Oliver Ratton takes it back and says, no, that's mine. Get out of the way, I'm coming for Cian Doherty. Cian Doherty leads, but he is getting closed in. If they keep fighting, he will extend that lead. But again, their job is to stay compact, stay consistent, and try and chase down the leader.
Doshi through as well. Doshi makes the move on Doherty. Doherty down from 1st all the way down to 4th in just 1 lap. This is how quick it can change and how competitive these guys are. Louis Dawson has lost that to Ollie Vickers, and Ollie Vickers is now on the back of this pack, your championship leader. Meanwhile, 2nd in the championship has just 1 ahead of him, and 3rd is in 2nd. I shouldn't have confused you with all those numbers, apologies. But Edgar 1st, Ratton 2nd, Doshi 3rd, Doherty 4th, and Vickers 5th. It's all still to play for with 8 minutes on the clock plus 1 lap. Edgar leads us through down to Oziers, not choosing to defend from Ratton, but Ratton's clearly got the pace in this one. Fastest lap, though, to the rookie Callum Ryan, who's had a good few races today. Good to see he's still got the pace, and I think he's making the move on Louis Dawson. Defensive there from Archie Edgar, fending off the slight sniff up the inside from Ollie Ratton. Ratton tucks back into second, and look at Chris Doshi coming through now. He's right on the bumper of the top two, dragging Cian Doherty, Ollie Vickers, Louis Dawson and Callum Ryan with him. This is shaping up to be a very, very good race, I reckon.
100%. Callum Ryan was definitely a contender there for the last race, as he was in second. I believe he went for the win in Heat 2, so he'll be one to watch on them novice plates as well, putting in fastest laps.
Great
Brilliant stuff there. There's a look down the inside there, and does it make it happen? Yes, it does. Oliver Ratton points it down the inside, makes it stick and gets ahead of Archie Edgar. Archie Edgar follows through. No, Chris Doshi's gone through in the cart number 11, and he follows through Oliver Ratton. And then it follows with Edgar and Cian Doherty still focusing on the background there. Oliver Vickers is still in 5th place. He'll be wanting to move forward to keep them points going and get the guys in front of him, behind him, so he can keep the lead going.
Yeah. Great stuff from all of these drivers. Doshi in particular has just been at the right place at the right time for all of these moves, and he's in the best place possible at the moment, considering where he started, basically pushing Ollie Ratton up the hill towards Christmas Corner. Bit of a defensive move from Cian Doherty. I think he's sick of losing places by now, and he knows it's Ollie Vickers behind him who he's battling for the championship, so maybe he sees that championship permutation and he's keeping this position whether Ollie Vickers wants to or not. But down the inside goes Vickers. He doesn't care what he thinks. Up into 4th goes Ollie Vickers, your championship leader, ahead of one of his rivals. Meanwhile, Ollie Ratton in 3rd place in the championship is leading this one, but not too comfortably. Doshi and Edgar are right on the bumper. Vickers has lost out a bit of ground in all of that battling with Doherty. Got some work to do, but they've got 5 minutes plus a lap to do it. Still to play for here.
100%. Ratton is in the lead, but as you say, he is desperately under pressure from Doshi there, as we knew he'd come through and be a leader. Oh, and he's trying to go side by side with him up towards Christmas Corner, but he knows Archie Edgar is in his eyesight on the back of his bumper, knowing if he makes a move and it doesn't work out, Edgar is right there to pick up the pieces. Edgar takes a fast lap of this race. Nothing much going on into this corner here, but down towards Chapman's we go, down the slip there and in towards Chapman. Nothing again, no moves made, but again it's all looking very, very close, within a 1/10 beyond each other, and the pace being very, very close.
We've had plenty of races like this where it's been brewing and brewing and brewing, and it all kicks off at one point. You've got to take one move or one mistake by one of the drivers to just light that match and let the sparks fly. Ratton leads, followed by Doshi, Edgar, Vickers, Doherty, Dawson, Ryan, Williams, Messer, Holbert, Watson and Felix Bessel rounding out your grid here. Ratton still leads this one. He's had a cracking day so far. Oh, Edgar looking up the inside of Doshi though. He just left the door open. Great move, but all keeping it tidy, all basically in exactly the same place they were, just swapping about a little bit. Don't really want to let Ollie Vickers catch up too much. This is your championship leader after all. He's slowly chipping away at these three. Fastest lap still with Archie Edgar, but slightly slower than Ollie Vickers behind them. Cian Doherty doesn't seem to have the pace in this one that he would have wanted as long as after his good set of heats. Callum Ryan, the top place novice at the moment, still in 7th, still having a very, very good day, and after securing some good points from the heats, this will be a good points haul from him for this weekend. 4 minutes left to go.
And Edgar is up to 2nd, Chris Doshi in 3rd. He's getting Ratton under pressure now with Edgar in 2nd. And we see them go up to Christmas Corner. He's right on the bumper of Ratton, number 26 of Archie Edgar. Chris Doshi's just after hanging back a bit there now in cart number 11. But he should be able to get back on the pack of these if they keep fighting. With 3.5 minutes and plus a lap to go. There's a lot to offer here for Chris Doshi. If these start fighting a bit too much, Chris Doshi could get the one in his favour.
He could indeed. Looking forward to seeing how this one shakes out. Only 3 minutes left to go. Ratton with the head down. He knows that Edgar's bearing down on him, but Edgar hasn't chosen to make a move yet. Good if he wanted to, but Doshi is now back on the back of them. Dragging Vickers along with him. Vickers with the fastest lap of the race. 10's quicker that lap. Starting to become a 4-horse race and maybe even 8-course race. They're all within a couple seconds of each other. Doherty, Dawson, Ryan and Williams all looking to get involved in this, and they're really hoping that that man, Archie Edgar, makes a move, but he doesn't. He's wise to the tactics behind. Sticks onto the bumper of Ollie Ratton, just letting him take the lead for the minute, take the pressure, soak up all of that pressure for him. He can just follow, make the move when he needs to.
Exactly that. Oliver Vickers has just gone a 10th quicker than the top 3 as seen on the screen. He'll be wanting to get near the front to continue his championship lead and get ahead of the guys that are basically on his back with this championship. Only 4 rounds in, but they're going to want as much points as possible to continue the championship and who leads and who doesn't. But again, across the line, Oliver Ratton leads and Archie Edgar just behind him by 2/10. But you see Chris Doshi there, who sets the fastest lap by a 10th again. Well, actually 3/10 quicker than Edgar and 2/10 quicker than Oliver Ratton coming up into Christmas Corner. He is waiting for something to happen here. He's going to be mixing that pot and seeing if whatever happens between the two of these drivers, I'm going to be here to pick up them pieces.
Front row seats he's got, praying that Archie Edgar makes some kind of mistake or Ratton makes some kind of mistake, but we've barely seen any mistakes from anyone today. It's been fantastic racing all throughout, particularly for these Honda 200s having great scraps. Chris Doshi then just biding his time, but there's not much time left to go here. 1 minute 20 plus another lap. That's a couple more laps for these drivers, probably 3 if we had to guess.
Yeah.
And Ratton still leads. Finally got a tiny bit of breathing room ahead of Archie Edgar. I take it back, he's on his bumper again.
Exactly that. He got the momentum, and out of the corner he is on the back of his bumper. Is it going to be side by side into Christmas Corner? Yes, it is. Is he going to get the move done? Yes, he does. Archie Edgar, he does it, but no. Oliver Ratton takes it back on the cut back there. But now Chris Doshi's getting involved, and he's like, well, thank you for that. I'm on your bumpers now.
Great switch back. That's exactly what you need to do to defend that place. Get the better exit and make the move unstick that Archie Edgar was trying to do. But that's actually given him a bit of a gap now after they went side by side, Edgar and Doshi into Ashby. Compromised them both a little bit, and they haven't got much time left to actually make that back.
Yeah, but only 24 seconds on the timer plus a lap. There's nothing left. There's probably this lap, next lap, and then the final lap for these Honda 200 drivers for their final. But again, you see Archie Edgar and Chris Doshi are probably going to be battled for that second place as they've left Ratton take a bit of a lead there, I think by nearly half a second up into Christmas Corner. Coming into Christmas Corner now, there's a bit of a gap between these 3 drivers, and there's not much between them in terms of pace at all. A 10th, if not even hundreds of tenths between these drivers. Oliver Vickers is swarming in the back there in 4th place, hoping that these drivers start to kick it off as we're coming on to the penultimate lap.
Well, he had a little bit of a gap, but that gap is gone. Edgar is right on the back of Ratton once again, and Doshi is still there. Vickers hasn't quite had the pace to close up to the back of this trio. But through the chicane we go. The first chicane of the boot and the second chicane, the actual chicane, on to the last lap. Oh, we're going to see a good run from Edgar. He had a good run a couple laps ago on the run up to Christmas. Seems to be the most likely place. He's had a go once. He knows what to do now to keep that move sticking. Trying to take a wide line, get a good run. Is he going to have a look up the inside? Defensive from Ratton. Oh, he doesn't quite have the run, but look at Doshi taking the normal line. He's going to get a good run. Maybe we're going to see a move up into Ashby from any of them. Defensive slightly from Ratton.
On the outside there, Doshi is trying to take the racing line to get the head of these guys that are basically doing the defending. And here he is, Ratton, who defends, but Edgar's going to get a better exit on that corner. Into Chapman Corner they go. Is Doshi going to make a move on Edgar? Is he close enough? Not quite. Ratton saying, get your head down, let's go. No, this is the final lap. Edgar's going to want to get past him. There's only a few more corners to go. Is this how it's going to finish? I would assume so. Your Honda 200 final winner is Oliver Ratton. Round of applause, and what a celebration for Oliver Ratton. Archie Edgar in 2nd place, Chris Doshi in 3rd, the fastest lap of that race with a 53.38. Oliver Vickers, who finishes 4th, still good points for the championship going into round 5. Cian Doherty in 5th. Louis Dawson in 6th, Callum Ryan, fabulous finish for Callum Ryan, being a novice driver and doing really well in the heat so far. 8th, Freddie Williams, 9th, Fraser Messer, and rounding out the top 10 is Ethan Hulbert.
Oscar Watson and Felix Bessel, your last couple drivers there. Good stuff from the Honda 200s, as always, and a cracker result for Oliver Ratton, really helping his point tally. Good stuff from Archie Edgar as well. Cracking to see them rounding out their day nicely. And we are heading in, can't believe I'm saying it, to the last race of the day. Rotax Cadet Final coming to you now. Can't believe that's the last time I hear that music.
I know. Well, it won't be the last time, just the last time this weekend.
Right then, final race of the day. The Rotax Micros are ready to go. On pole for this one. Who have we got? We've got Caden Hanley, who's had a cracking day all day today. Caio Vieira, currently second in the championship, goes from second place. Arthur Rhodes goes from third, followed by Hendrix Fallat, Ronnie Allen, and Harry Riley rounding out your first 3 rows. Row number 4, we'll see Will Wainwright and Hugo Senna from 8th. Benjamin Slevar, third in the championship at the moment, goes from 9th, followed by Oakley Howlett rounding out your top 10. Charlie Cale and Jonah Allen go from row 6. Row 7 will be Johnny Butterfield and Cooper Galloway. Row 8 sees Jack Reed and Freddie Fullerton, followed by Wraith Owen, your current leader, who's not had the day you would have wanted. Jack Gold goes from 18th. The last of your top 20 is Teddy Shepherd and William Ewer. Row 11 sees Jackson Foots and Sam Hope, and Rowan Reed and Nicodem Pietak go from row number 12. And your last few drivers are Hayden Bailey, Hugo Davies, and Alexander Pietak, rounding out your 27 kart grid for the last race of the day. Out come the karts, warming up on this glorious, gorgeous, wonderful, brilliant Wilton Mill day. I'm ready for this. I'm so ready for this. This is going to be fantastic. I hope you've enjoyed at home. It's been great to see all of you watching. And to anyone watching in the future. Hopefully no one's watching in the past.
Exactly that. We love to see the members joining in. There should be some new ones that joined in today, hopefully. We'll see at the end of the live stream. But thank you to the SlipStream members powered by Alpha Live. It's been a great weekend so far for all these fantastic drivers out on track, some great battles and some more championship leads extending with points. But this is the last race of the round 4 of the WMKC Wilton Mill Kart Championships here, powered by Alpha Live, the SlipStream powered by Alpha Live. Coming into the last corner, here we are for the Rotax Micro Cadet Final. And the last corner, they are all together. We will get this underway through the tramlines they go, and lights out, and away we are. Into the lead of the first corner, we have kart number, I think it's Vieira, who's taken the lead into that first corner.
Vieira second, Caden Hanley first. Drivers all squabbling behind. Who's going to come out of Christmas corner? Oh, they're all facing the right direction. We love to see it. Great racing today, we have to say, from all of the drivers making it through lap 1 nice and cleanly. I feel like something's going to happen now I've said that, but Caden Hanley takes us through in the lead, as he has done for most of the racing today. And that is actually Arthur Rhodes in second place, making ahead of Caio Vieira, who's tucked into third. I think that's happened most of the times that Caio Vieira has started second. But good start from all the drivers in that top 10. Caden Hanley's going to lead us through the boot for the first time, and then round the last section of it, down the chicane, through the last corner. Caden Hanley will lead this one. Arthur Rhodes in second place, followed by Caio Vieira, Ronnie Allen, Hendrix Fallout, Harry Riley, Will Wainwright, Benjamin Slevar, Hugo Senna, and Oakley Howlett.
Great start for Caden Hanley. They're heading up towards Christmas corner, and Rhodes, Vieira in second. There's a move there down the inside for kart number 78, Benjamin, who makes the move on Will Wainwright in kart number 21 for 7th place. All in single file now, coming in to the next few corners and heading down towards Chapman's.
It's a good move for Slevar. He's third in the championship, and we've seen him up at the sharp end for most of the races this year. Not really been on top form today. Seems to be he's been saving it all for the end. He's up to 7th place after starting 10th, I believe he started in. 9th place, but most of the top 10 have stayed in the top 10. These drivers know what they're doing by now. Hanley coming through, leading this pack confidently. Little check at the shoulder though, he's going to see about 10 karts and a big old point forward saying, let's go, we've got 10 minutes, stop looking at me.
Great start from Caden there, who just points his hand up in the air, cheers and said, let's go guys, I'm in the lead, follow through and see what we can do. Vieira there in third, fastest lap by Ronnie Allen though, who's in 4th place, who has been doing well over the course of this weekend, but Caden Hanley leads this Rotax Micro Final.
Slevar and Wainwright still having a bit of a scrap. I think Wainwright got back ahead of him, and Senna's at the back of this pack trying to pick up any of the scraps. Here is your top 6 group, all separated by barely a second. Caden Hanley, Arthur Rhodes, Kaya Vieira, Ronnie Allen, Hendrix Fallat and Harry Riley are that top 6. Benjamin Slevar, Will Wainwright, Hugo Senna and Oakley Howitt on the pack behind them, getting ready to pick up any of the battles that people fall victim to. Hugo Senna up following Benjamin Slevar as well. Are we going to see any moves up towards Christmas? Oh, we see some defending. Kaya Vieira doesn't quite have the run. Bit of a from Arthur Rhodes. Doesn't want to lose that second place, but they don't want to lose Caden Hanley either. They've got to be careful here. That gap is maybe enough for Caden to work with. Got to settle down, chaps, and try and hunt him back down.
Yes, as you say, Vieira just got cut off there by Arthur Rhodes, and there was going to be a bit of a move there, but didn't quite make it stick. Caden Hanley again leads. There's a good lead. Oh, is there going to be a move there? No, he just defends. Arthur Rhodes defending. He knows Vieira's right on his back bumper, and coming through the final corner over the jump, all drivers are breathing down each other's bumpers there now, and they are wanting to get as much points as possible. Hendrix Fallat, who is in 5th place, and he creates the fastest lap with a 52.43. Oh, and there's going to be a change here, is there? No, not quite. Again, Vieira tries to go down the inside of Arthur Rhodes, and he shuts the door and says, no, this is my 2nd place. I'm going for the lead. Leave me be.
I'm not sure I've seen this many moves without any moves being made. There's many moves, but not many moves. All of these drivers still, though, only a third of the way into this race. Plenty of time to work things out. Meanwhile, Caden Hanley is still at the front of this one in that distinctive red car ahead of all of the blue and fluoro yellow. Seems to be bearing down on them. He's holding them well. Arthur Rhodes still clinging on ahead of Kaya Vieira. Kaya Vieira 2nd in the championship. He's been fast all day, but not quite able to convert it into any race wins, especially up against Caden Hanley, who has been consistently clear. Harry Riley goes ahead of Hendrix Fallat on that lap, taking 5th place away from him. Benjamin Slevar is slowly chipping away at this pack as well, but Hugo Senna's bearing down on him. We could see in the back of that shot. See those two change for position. They've had some battles in the past. I remember last time I was here, round 2, they had some cracking battles all day. Still battles here in this top 6 pack, and the 9th and 10th drivers of Will Wainwright and Oakley Howlett are still in there. Don't count those guys out. But at the moment, it's these, well, I was going to say it's these 6 going for the lead, but Caden Hanley's got a good gap there. Exactly
that he does. He has 6/10 of gap there, coming up to 7/10 slowly. But these guys are going to keep battling and giving him more of a breathing space for Caden Hanley just to take the victory quite easily. One to look out for as well is Rath Owen. Although he is in 12th place, this is the guy that is leading this Rotax Micro Cadet Final Championship. He hasn't had the greatest weekend. Is there going to be a move here for 2nd place? Yes, there is. Vieira goes down the inside of Arthur Rhodes. He opens up the door for number 57, Ronnie Allen, to come through, but no, doesn't quite make it stick. But here we are. Vieira is into 2nd place. That was about to happen. He was sniffing that 2nd place, and there he has it. He's done the job.
It's a long time coming, but he might have left it too long. Move behind as well. Harry Riley goes up into 4th ahead of Ronnie Allen. But yeah, I say that, the gap has come down a little bit. Ronnie Allen going to lose that 4th place. Sorry, Harry Riley, Ronnie Allen, Harry Riley, Ronnie Allen. They switch it constantly. I can't keep up. Kaya Vieira seemed like he had the pace, and I was going to say he's left it a bit too late, but he's already taken a big chunk out, and there's the fastest lap. 3/10 out of Caden Hanley, even with the overtake. Kaya Vieira was clearly quicker. Just waiting to see if Arthur Rhodes was going to give him much to work with. Evidently decided that he was quicker. There goes Senna ahead of Slevar. It keeps worrying me with that. I think that,
and he gets shut down, but he does go for it.
I think it's just his line.
Exactly.
I genuinely think it's just his line.
Exactly that. But again, we have Vieira, who has set the fastest lap again, as you say, by 3/10. He won this last race for round 3 of the Wilton Mill Kart Club Championship. He's going to be on the hunt to retake that victory for round 4 and hopefully get more championship points ahead of Rath Owen.
You win one, you know what it feels like. You don't want to lose the next one. Vieira's going to do everything he can to do so. 5 minutes, though, still on the clock. We've got plenty of time in this one. Ronnie Allen now takes the fastest lap. 52.0, fastest lap of the day, it looks like, for the Rotax Micros. Exactly when you need to be doing it, but he is in 4th place. bearing down on Arthur Rhodes. He managed to fend off Harry Riley for a lap after a couple of attacks came his way. Pack's starting to spread out ever so slightly. It doesn't look like Arthur Rhodes has got the ultimate pace in this one. He's obviously still quick in third place, but the top two have just got that tiny little edge that they need to stay out in front.
Yeah, they do have them a bit more legs. Vieira, though, has closed the gap from it being nearly 7/10 to now only about 0.29. So he is on a mission with just over 4 minutes plus a lap to go. He's on a mission to close in that gap even more and get on the back of Caden Hanley. There is a back marker coming up though. Could that upset these guys at the front? Maybe not, but Ronnie Allen takes the fastest lap of this race with a 52.05. That has been the best lap of this weekend.
You'll love to see it. Ultimate pace on the last race of the last day. Fantastic stuff. Here's the battle for 7th, still raging on. Slivar are somehow still heading it up. Senna, Wainwright and Howler, after all that scrapping, they're still in the same order. Still not really gaining time. I think Slivar's accepted that he's not going to catch up to 6th. But here's your battle for the lead once again. Hanley, Vieira, Rhodes, Allen, Riley, Falat on your top 6, all in contention for winning this one for sure. Hanley having to fend off Vieira, who's right on his bumper now. He's not got any space to work with. He can't make any mistakes. Sliding his way into the last corner. 3 minutes left to go for this one, but Hanley still leads. Vieira bearing down on him though. Look at how close they are.
That is very close. He's narrowed it down to 10th now. If these guys start battling though, Rhodes and Allen, Riley, Falat. Oh, is there going to be a move? There is. Does he make it stick? Yes, he does. Vieira dives down the inside into Christmas corner, makes it stick, and now Hanley has to follow through. Will there be another dive come down here? Not quite. Vieira does the move, gets it done. Again, we have just shy of 2.5 minutes here to go in this race plus a lap, but Vieira takes the lead of this Rotax Micro final. Again, they are coming up to a back marker. This could upset, but we do have another move here down into the chicane. I think that's Ronnie Allen who makes the move on Arthur Rhodes into the chicane. Brilliant move there by Ronnie Allen with the fastest lap of this weekend.
Good stuff, and they're losing out. That back marker was terrible timing for all of them, and the front two have got away in all of this. Vieira seems to have the quickest pace so far. Hanley didn't have an answer for that overtake. It's quite an early one, so Hanley's got plenty of time to catch back up and have a go himself. These top 3rd down to 6th have lost out a little bit, about a second off at the back of Caden Hanley. In the midst of Ronnie Allen and Arthur Rhodes fighting, Harry Riley and Falat still in that order. Benjamin Slivar still heading up in 7th. Will Wainwright's got up to 8th ahead of Hugo Senna. But it is Vieira, Hanley, Allen, Rhodes, Riley, Falat, Slivar, Wainwright, Senna and Howlett are your top 10. Vieira looking to win the round for a second time on the bounce. Will he be able to convert it? 1 minute 38 left to go and one more lap. Let's see if he can hold on.
Exactly that. Vieira is leading the pack now and spreading that gap there just nearly by 3/10. Now 4, nearly half a second quicker. Up forward more than Hanley. Ronnie Allen though is on the case, trying to chase down these guys and hope that they start battling to see if he's an opportunity. But there's a move down the inside here. Will he make it stick? No, he gets cut off. I think that was by car number 18, Harry Riley. Good defensive move there, Harry. Luckily didn't catch the front bumper of Arthur Rhodes, thankfully. But Vieira is literally leading the pack nearly by half a second now. Again, but Caden Hanley is in the background waiting for mistakes to happen with 54, 53, 52, 51 plus 1 lap to go in this race. There's a lot to offer for our mid-pack.
Caden Hanley might have missed his opportunity here. He had a moment where he was right on the back of Vieira once again. Vieira has got the pace, it seems like, but also so does Ronnie Allen, but not much time to really use it. Vieira still leads this one, Hanley in 2nd, Allen in 3rd. He's under pressure from Rhodes though in 4th place. Let's see a move up the inside from Rhodes. We are indeed up to Christmas up the inside, late on the brakes, makes the move stick before the apex. Riley's smart to it though, tucks back into 5th place. Doesn't want to lose out too. Is he going to look into Ashby as a reply? No. Sticks in 5th place, and it definitely looks like it's just a dogfight between these 4 for 3rd place. 57 of Ronnie Allen with the fastest lap of the day in this class. Getting the field up. Caden Hanley is still within touching distance as Vieira, but the clock has struck 0 now. Move up the inside. Ooh, Hanley just holding on there. Sorry, Riley just holding on there ahead of Falat.
These guys are really trying to make moves to make the last lap worth it. But we're on to our final lap, and Vieira leads into the first corner along with Hanley, Allen, Rhodes, Riley and Falat as your top 6 in this race. Coming down, we have defensive. They're all going defensive. No, nothing. Oh, down the inside. He does try and make it stick. Car number 15, Hendricks Falat. What a move. And he makes it stick and sends Riley round the outside. Not sure if that was a comeback there or if he kept it stuck, but Ronnie Allen has the fastest lap of this race, of the weekend actually, and he keeps pulling them in. But Kier Vera is there leading this race. He'll be absolutely chuffed to take this win home, considering he had won round 3 of this championship. Round the last few corners, take a bow. Vieira is our race winner for round 4 of the Wilton Mill Kart Club, and the hand is in the air. He is absolutely chuffed with himself. Second place, Caden Hanley. Third place, Ronnie Allen. Shout out to Ronnie Allen for putting in the fastest lap of this weekend, maybe of this class really. Fourth place, Arthur Rhodes. Fifth place, Hendricks Falat. Sixth place, Harry Riley. Benjamin in 7th. Will Wainwright in 8th. Hugo Senna 9th. And Oakley Howlett rounding out the top 10. What a race.
Cracking race. Good stuff from all of these young drivers. It's fantastic to see such respectful and just good racing.
Yeah.
Straight good racing. Meanwhile, Wraith Owen finished up in 11th. Decent points to take home for his championship bid, but not as good as Caio Vieira, who might be leading the championship after all of that. But this has been a brilliant end to the day. Rotax Micro Cadets final. There are your results. Remember, if you want to see the full results, check out any data that you want to see. Make sure to head over to Alpha Race Hub, WMKC. This will be under any other karting run by Alpha Live. The timing system will be available for you there. But yeah.
What a weekend. I think the racing this weekend, we had 2 red flags and that was absolutely it. And the drivers were okay. They got back out on circuit. But I think roundup of today has been absolutely incredible. I think we have left the driver of the weekend, though, to be decided.
Ooh.
There has been a few in mind. I think it will be a hard one to pick because I think they all have done a fantastic job in doing what they needed to do on track to keep the championship points going. I have one in mind, but...
just say Max Mason, it's fine.
Kier Vera has done a massive job as well. Caden Hanley, all of these drivers that have just finished out the last race. But for me, I think it was Max Mason who's done an incredible job this weekend.
I might say Nathan Robinson.
Yeah.
Finishing 23rd. 23rd, 26th, wherever it was in the junior final. Fantastic stuff for a rookie. And wasn't there a rookie that won?
I think it might.
There was one of the younger rookies that won. All of you were all the drivers.
Yeah,
of the
no,
day.
you know what? All the drivers, you're all driver of the day. That's how it rolls here. But again, fantastic racing here for the round 4 of the Wilton Mill Kart Club SlipStream, powered by Alpha Live. Thank you to all of our current members and everyone that tuned in and all of our new members. But yeah, we will see you at the next round for round 5 of the Wilton Mill Kart Club. It's been a pleasure alongside you, Jake, and hopefully we'll see you at the next round. There's a bee trying to attack us now.
Well, thank you. A little bit of comedy to end out the day is about all we can ask for from this beautiful sunny Wilton. I've been Jake Palmer, joined by Chaos Cole. I have had an absolute blast watching today and commentating for you. I hope you've all enjoyed. Thank you for all of your support, supporting your drivers and supporting Slipstream, powered by Alpha Live. We hope to see you at the next round of WMKC. Remember, these are every 4th Sunday of the month. We'll be back for you then. Thank you very much. We hope you have a good rest of your week.